Ghostrunners podcast, episode 126. Jake, kids say the darndest things.
That could be a show.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Uh-huh.
One of my favorite things that Hattie has started to say is sometimes Catherine will, for dinner, she will literally make like a crock pot full of beans. And Catherine just in the Southern style, she makes beans and cornbread. It's pretty good, actually.
Okay.
But Catherine calls it a pot of beans.
Okay.
But Catherine's kind of, she's got a little country in her. So she kind of, we're going to have a pot of beans tonight.
Okay.
Pot of beans. And I learned the other day, I was talking to Hattie. She's like, beans. I like beans, but I really don't like all beans. I just like pot of beans.
Oh, like
pot
she thinks that's like a specific type of bean.
You don't like baked beans, but you like pot of beans.
Oh.
And so I thought that was so cute.
Yeah. Like, are there other foods you could get? Like, I don't listen to country mainly. I only listen to lettuce rap. Did I do it?
Sort of. No,
it had food in it though.
I don't like French fries, but I like the side of fries.
Oh, that's good. That's
or
good.
Like I don't really want that kind of salt. I'd really like humble salt, but we don't have any of that. But maybe like just a pinch of salt. Do we have any pinch of salts? Something like that.
Okay. So like, who your favorite? Like, like as far as Hollywood goes, I love Julia Stiles, Ryan Stiles, or if I'm an In-N-Out, Animal Style. Is that really good?
That's funny. That's something.
I think I'm getting it.
What about like? No, I don't really enjoy I don't really like Asian food except for that one kind of rice. Like I like bola rice. Can I get the bola rice, please? Not the bola rice.
No.
That's something else.
No,
just bola rice.
Get that in Dallas. Yeah. Bola rice. Okay. What about like? Wait, you don't want to. You don't want to drink and play basketball? No, last time I kept getting salt around the rim.
I think this tight beat means that it's going down with some random thoughts and white meat too. Midwest best friends eating fast food on repeat. So come along, let's have some fun and go ahead, get on your feet, cause it's the Ghostrunners podcast. Every Monday morning we're taking back Ghostrunners podcast.
Okay, good start. It is a late night pod. It's 10 p.m. for Brad, and it's 10 p.m. for Jake.
Which 10 p.m. these days for me is like the equivalent of like 1 p.m. 1 a.m. Sorry.
Which one? Okay, yeah.
1 a.m.
1 p.m. European time.
Maybe.
The day before.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're waking up real early.
Uh-huh. And you were like, you texted me like, hey, want to see what time we were doing the podcast tonight? Because I was going to think about taking a little nap. And I was like, gosh, I envy you.
I know.
Right
I
now.
almost didn't say that.
No, it's fine. I obviously know that we have different lives, and like it wasn't like I was doing crazy things today or anything like that. But literally after you texted me that, like my world kind of crumbled a little bit.
Dang.
Because I took Hattie to Awana, and then I came back, and Bo was in the bath. Catherine was, supervising him as a good mother should. And all of a sudden, I just hear Catherine go, no.
Oh, that does not sound good as a parent.
And I go, what? And she sometimes bothers me because she like will have this huge reaction and then not say anything to me. Like I want to know right away.
Right away. I got to know.
And so then I have to like get a little like
you said
loud
8 no's.
voice.
Tell me right now.
I go, Catherine, what? She goes, he pooped in the bathtub.
Hey.
And so then I was like, And I had just bought, we'll talk about this more later. I'm getting into golf and just bought some practice balls. I was really excited to use my like little window in between drop off and pick up at Awana to go practice outside.
Ooh.
And she comes up very sweetly to me and she's like, can you clean the poop out of the tub? I go, I didn't even like, I'm not even going to act like I was a great husband at this point. Cause I just go, fine. I didn't say like, of course, like, no problem. I was just frustrated. I go, fine. I definitely was like frustrated about it, but so I was literally scooping my son's poop out of the tub as you were napping.
Oh man.
And actually like they were gone like all of last week and I missed them so much. I really did like I had a great time with Catherine, but I was like, man, I'm excited for them to be home. And then I thought about like, this wouldn't have happened last week.
I scooped 0 poop last week.
I know it. I know it was 0.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah. So
dang. Yeah. We had pretty different days then.
I think about that so often. Like when I'm putting Bo to sleep or like like when I'm about to go over to your house for the podcast after I'm like doing something so chill or like, yeah, whatever it is. I just think about like I'm like, yeah, washing them in the bath or something. And I'm like, what's Jake doing right now? We just have different lives in so many ways, but we're also just best friends, you know? So
yeah, it's kind of fun. And maybe that's why people like the podcast. They can find something about their lives that's at least one of us.
Sure. Right.
Probably not both of us at the same time, but at least one of us.
Yeah. And maybe that's why we like each other too, is like you see something to like of your future and I see something of my past of like, man, I missed those times.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So like, for instance, I was in Las Vegas this weekend. Do you feel like
I've
we
been
had
to Las Vegas
do you feel like we had similar weekends?
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Let's parallel. Go
okay.
ahead. You start.
Bedtime.
9
p.m. sharp.
Yeah, like 9:30 for me.
Okay,
yeah.
so you were a little later. Yeah. No,
I actually did go to bed kind of late on Friday night.
There was one night recently you texted kind of late, and I was like, "Good for Brad."
Yeah,
here we go.
Yeah, it was out of force because I was doing that thing on Saturday that I was getting really excited about. But that's my weekend.
That's chapter 3.
Yeah, right.
We got to get to it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's get into Las Vegas.
Yeah. I guess some people on the Patreon know what you're doing in Vegas, but
everyone, all the patrons know.
Yes.
If they listened, I guess.
Right.
Your choice. Up to you. But yeah,
money's coming in either way. So
yeah, it's like 3 or so weeks. I'll announce what's happening once like their first video is out.
Oh, okay.
It was
first video. Oh.
I told him last week it was a YouTube thing.
Oh, you did?
Probably right the impression like, oh, it's one of the YouTube video channels.
Yeah, he's not video YouTube guy.
He's not doing community posts.
Sure.
He's making videos for YouTube. It's not just a Gmail account. So anyway, but in the meantime, there's still other stuff to do in Vegas. I'm sad to say I never got to go to Casino Royale. Blackjack Switch was not played.
Man.
I think I might save it for marriage.
I think, well, at least save it for podcast marriage, like you and me.
When we go to Vegas.
I think it'd be really fun. I just know we would love it together.
Yeah, that would be fun.
You would be freaking out about Blackjack Switch. I just know it.
Okay, speaking of freaking out, I needed you there. It was I found the coolest casino game I've ever seen. And this is not, and
is it War?
No, all the stuff in Vegas Vacation, where it's just like, how many fingers am I holding behind my back? I would love to find those if those exist. My dad claims one time he saw a chicken that you could play in tic-tac-toe. He said he saw that like
undefeated
in the 90s. Yeah, it's like this chicken only knows one thing, and it's like how to block you in tic-tac-toe. That's all it knows how to do. Yeah, him and Michael John were talking about like they wanted to like have this whole thing where like my uncle has like chicken feed, and he's like kind of throwing it out there to him.
That's what I was just thinking.
There's got to be a way to fool the chicken.
Mentally mess with the chicken. Yeah, do something. Dance around them. Yeah.
Push them, shove them.
Yeah. Do something.
But the coolest casino game I've ever found, I had already walked by it twice. I can't believe I didn't see it the first time, but it is like simulated horse racing, but like in real, like there's a video board telling you what's happening, but it's also acted out in front of you with kind of like plastic horses.
And it's like,
their legs are moving. They're going around an actual track. It's almost like a Rock'em Sock'em Robots type technology. Like it's like
a casino.
Yeah, it's like it looks like it's from the 70s.
Well, I'm thinking about like you know those games at like the carnivals and like the fairs and stuff that like, but you control the horses. Like was what I'm thinking of.
Are you talking about a merry-go-round?
But
you're on top of the horse.
It's got a pole there, and you're holding on to it.
It's usually just kids riding it, but you can still ride.
You can stand next to him if you want. They have like the bench, like that you can sit in with your honey.
I think this is a merry-go-round.
I'm thinking of like there's like these ones that like if you like hit a target or something, your horse moves a little bit, and you're like
you
trying
shoot
to
the
be
water in the bullseye.
That one too. Same idea.
Okay.
That's what I'm imagining. But yours is on track.
This is just this beautiful, like to scale probably, racetrack in front of you.
Are there chairs all around this track, or is it like just in front of you?
It's just right in front of you.
Okay.
You can go, or no, I guess there's like chairs on each side. So it's 360 degrees of viewership, and each race is a new race.
I love this.
And each race, there's like new odds for like this horse's name is Pharaoh's Delight. He's got 6-1 odds of winning. And then it gives you and then it's like, but this one is like the goddess of Nicaragua, 95-1 odds. You're like, I gotta bet that.
What a name.
And that's
do the names switch up every time too?
Every time. 6 new horse names every time.
I love that.
And I'll tell you where they get you, or at least where they gotcha me. Is almost every time there's a massive underdog where it's like 58-1 odds that they win. So it's like, I only have to bet $1. I can win 58.
Yeah.
I got to at least put $1 on this just in case. And what happens is that horse never wins and you just lose $1 every time. You just slowly lose $1. It's like an ante.
No, that's how casinos get you in general is like, there's that one huge like multiplier
jackpot thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And somebody hits it. If they hit it once, they'll do that the rest of their life.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hit it one time.
Like,
Atlantic City.
You know, casinos can be really sad places for people like that have gambling problems. But I've seen people that literally will like hit like a $950, you know, winner on a $5 bet. And then they'll keep playing and lose all the $950.
Yeah, it's like, especially if that's a slot machine, like it's done. That computer is
There's
tapped
no
out.
way. Yeah.
Move on.
There's no way. Go home.
Yeah.
Go to Burger King beforehand or go home. Like just get out of here.
Yeah.
So okay.
The horse racing, it was just so electric. Like every just like 60 seconds, there was a new opportunity to bet on new horses with new odds.
Yeah.
And you could bet on the winner. You could place side bets. You could place like, what did they call it? Like I want to say it was called the quinceañera. It wasn't the quinceañera, but it was the name of like quesero or what was it? Quinceañera. No,
I don't know. You can say anything and I'll believe you.
It's like the name in horse betting. If you accurately predict who comes at first and second.
Okay.
But in either order. So it's like, who's going to finish top two? You could bet on that.
And there's only 6 horses?
Yeah, and the odds were pretty high for that.
See, I would be a sucker for this game.
I was going like Moneyball, like Billy Bean. Like I was looking at all these stats. I was like, wait, like
you would
the
analyze
last
it
50
so much.
races, these odds are, I'm betting just quinceañera from here on out. I think that's a sucker's bet to bet on the winner.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
And I
made to get both of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
But either order.
Right.
Yeah,
you're trying to calculate because I know you well enough to know you're like a big analytics guy. Like you're analyzing how this game goes. And you're like, yeah, like the odds. I mean, that's 2 out of 6, but you have to get it in either order.
Trying to figure out the best way to hedge your bets. Like I'm going to bet on the obvious champion to win, but then these like side bets, that's bet on a little crazier. And yeah,
oh man,
it was just, I didn't end up winning much money, but I slowly lost it, which was fun. And every now and then you win a big one.
That's like somewhat of a good way to go in Vegas.
You look at it like, okay, it took me 45 minutes and it cost $60, but I had so much fun.
You get entertained a little bit. Yeah. You could easily lose that money in 2 seconds somewhere else.
Uh-huh.
So
if you get robbed.
Or if you play blackjack and make too big of bets.
I won some money playing blackjack. So that was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
That's the only place I feel comfortable, like actually controlling my own destiny a little bit.
Yeah. Feels good. Feels good. So
were there other people on the horse track with you? Like, were you getting into it with them?
There was a pretty drunk woman on the other side of us at the beginning. What did she say? Just like, oh, you guys bet on 6? Did you guys bet on 6? It's like, yeah, I'm trying to have fun. But I don't know if this is the woman I want to have fun with here.
Yeah, right.
It would have been really fun if it was just like a big group of us, just like,
yeah, dude,
come on, get up.
Yeah.
I would have loved to turn that place into, just like the Kentucky Derby, but it was, 2 p.m.
Oh,
it was daylight hours.
Just bright outside.
Yeah. Next to the door too. So you can see the daylight. So.
That's not the best, dude. Sometime let's just plan like a 24-hour trip to Vegas.
Yeah.
Because anything longer than 24 hours at the casino is just like, I don't want to be here anymore. This is too dark for me.
No, that's great. That sounds awesome.
I think that'd be so fun to just everyone high energy for those 24 hours.
Yeah. Because we know this has like a shelf life. We're only here for a day.
Exactly.
So just like give it all your energy.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great.
Everything you got.
Stayed at the Luxor, which is the big pyramid.
Okay.
Turns out it's not. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not just like, it looks like a pyramid. It is straight up a pyramid, even on the inside. Like the elevators go diagonally.
So not straight up. Diagonal up.
Yeah, so diagonal up.
The elevators are like on a diagonal conveyor belt or something.
Yes,
however elevators
it doesn't seem like that was fun to architect.
No.
So it's pyramid. Fire playlist though. Anytime you're walking in the hallway, in the lobby, great playlist.
Vegas in general just is bumping.
Yeah, that was fun. Good Dr. Pepper.
Great Dr. Pepper.
Great Dr. Pepper. Vegas.
Yeah, that's what they're known for, baby.
The pop music and the Dr.
The
Pepper.
syrup and carbonation combos there,
You gotta go to the Luxor.
I saw you went to a comedian.
Oh, yeah. I've made a fool of myself. I'm sitting there in the back,
funny.
and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. In Las Vegas, this guy is like, he's not stealing jokes, but he's like stealing a cadence. And more than that, he's like stealing his voice. This guy sounds so similar to Brian Regan. And the way he's delivering his jokes sounds like, I'm like, this is crazy.
The audacity.
He's not the headliner, but still, he's like the second opener. Like he's probably a decently big deal.
At the Laugh Factory, which is
Laugh Factory. Yeah. I was like, these were decently priced tickets. And I was like, this is crazy. So I'm sitting there like kind of enjoying it, but kind of like, this is insane.
Yeah. Like this guy's ripping them off.
And then like, he sounds so much like Brian Regan. And then the host comes back out. All right, give a big round of applause for Dennis Regan. I was like, oh, okay. That makes way more sense.
That's pretty funny.
No way.
It's like, you don't know who Eli Manning is. And you're like,
what?
This guy, I mean, he's audibly at the line every time. He just looks clueless up there.
He's like quoting Arch Manning like he was his dad or something. Why does he look up to Arch Manning so much? That's so weird. Yeah. So anyway, it was fine. And looking back on it, he was actually my favorite comedian of the night.
Really?
Yeah. The headliner was, although same thing as our boy Scarborough in town, there were multiple things that Dennis Regan said on stage where I was like, I've seen that on Twitter recently.
Okay.
And I confirmed it with Trey. I was like, didn't we talk about this tweet? And he's like, yeah, we laughed with it. I was like, yeah, he was performing that.
Do you remember the specific, like, is there a chance that they just both thought of the same joke? Like, was it specific enough of a tweet that it was like, that's absolutely stolen? Or was it just like, oh, that's not that original because somebody else said it?
I don't know.
I mean?
It's hard to say. I think part of it is like, well, I've seen this recently and he's performing it now. So you'd like to think that's not just a coincidence.
Yeah.
His bit was something about like how commentators these days won't say that a guy's slow. They'll say that he doesn't move well.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, I saw it on Twitter like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And he had a couple other things to say. Like if a commentator said this about me, they wouldn't say this, they'd say this. And it was just like, I feel like you just.
Because I remember Scarborough, like one of his jokes was like, it was really hard to vote for.
Know who to vote for.
Hillary or Trump because they're both just so great.
I like them both so much.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm sure that was a tweet, but also that's not that hard of a joke to come up with. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think it was that good. So
yeah.
Anyway, Dennis Regan.
I Wikipedia'd him. He used to write for King of Queens, which is cool.
Dude, King of Queens is so underrated.
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
I mean, back in the day, of course.
I watched it kind of recently because like we have that Plex thing where it has all these different.
Yeah.
It's so funny, dude.
You really like it?
I think Kevin James,
Doug Heffernan,
especially in that role, is so funny. Yeah, dude. Highly recommend checking it out.
I'm kind of surprised that you can like. I think sitcoms are just a little outdated. Just like
no, I love
both
them.
In the format and also just like the tropes of the storyline. Like the husband's trying to be the right guy, but he makes a oversighted mistake, and then the wife is like upset at him.
Oh yeah,
and they have marital strife, but they come together at the end, and they have a person of color friends.
Deacon.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I grew up like with watching that stuff so much that I love it, and I don't mind it. And of course, like, yeah, the storylines and the arcs and stuff are pretty similar in all of them, but the acting is what kind of sets it apart. And I noticed King of Queens actually recently doesn't always have, like, I've heard like it's like they call it A, B, and C story. Like, they have 3 things going on at any time, like with 3 different stories. Sometimes they only have 2 stories going on, which is like, that's a little different, where it's at least not like there's all these different things going on. They all get resolved at the end kind of thing. So
I will say I love Jerry Stiller in that. He's
so
awesome.
funny.
Arthur, is that his name?
Yes.
Yeah.
So funny.
He's pretty funny in that.
I think all 3 of the main characters are great. So,
and what's her name? Leah Remini.
Yeah.
It's nice to watch her before she went to Scientology.
Right.
It's like, look at her.
Before she got a little wild. Yeah.
And now she's out. Now she's out telling her story.
Yeah.
On Netflix documentary.
Dude.
Good for her.
Highly recommend King of Queens.
Okay.
Check it out. I'm just going to tell you all these things to check out because I know you're going to have all this like free time now, which I don't even know if it's true, but
we'll see. Yeah. I don't know what kind of time I'm about to have, but
how much are you going to actually be driving on your tour? Do you know?
I think on average, it's like a 3 to 4 hour drive from city to city, but we do that overnight.
Yeah.
So you just wake up in a new city and I think you have just the world at your feet.
Do you park? Like, is there like designated parking lots?
I think it's just like we'll go to like a Walmart parking lot or the venue parking lot if it's big enough.
So like, do you think that like fill in the blank, I don't know, Brian Regan like does that? Like just parks in a Walmart?
If they're on a tour bus, probably.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's so interesting. Maybe that's a business idea. Like, high-end parking lots. Seriously. Because like
luxurious parking lots.
I'm trying to think of like a really big deal. Like
with security, like nothing's gonna happen to you.
Exactly. Like you're in a gated area, but you could still sleep in your tour bus.
What about this? We take it up a notch. Rather than like
I love taking it up a notch.
Luxurious parking spots. What about luxurious like vacation style bedrooms where like you get a bunch of bedrooms in like one large building.
Yes.
It has a parking lot.
You can have an elevator in there.
You can, it'll go straight up.
Straight up.
And you can just like rent like however many rooms you need. It'll have 1 bed, 2 beds, up to you.
Yes,
Full bath.
the rooms can be all like different sizes.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can be same theme and everything, same aesthetic. But like, yeah, maybe a king bed, for a bigger boy.
For some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a queen for others.
That's an idea.
Queens.
Yeah.
Do you think?
2 queens?
2 queens.
Drop a deuce on everybody.
King of Queens. King
of
Queens.
King and Queens.
Kevin James would love it.
So there's an idea.
And maybe like if people want to like get out of their rooms, enjoy like a pool,
Pool will be fun.
Weight room that no one's going to use.
Yeah. Open till 11.
we can have snacks there. And since there's like supply and demand is going to be so tough, like we can just super overcharge for our snacks.
I think like a thing of beef jerky for the troops or non-troops, doesn't matter. We don't discriminate, but it is $11.
I was about to say $11.99.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Good.
Let's go up $1.
Let's take it up a notch.
Okay.
I think we get the luxurious, what do we want to call it? Room inside a building. Let's just call it that for now.
RIAB, RIAB.
RIAB. We get the RIAB up off the ground, literally. But then several years in the future, what we start doing is
wait, up off the ground, like completely, like elevated.
It could float,
like hurricane safety. Like you're saying, like just in case floods,
just in case,
come. Yeah,
climate change.
Good.
Here in the future, we start letting actual people just rent out their homes to people who are maybe in a tour bus.
Okay, so it's kind of like a bed and breakfast B&B.
Could be
for
sure.
RIAB, so it's Airbnb RIAB.
Yeah. Like up off the ground, like up in the air.
I like
a bed and breakfast.
I think that could work.
Like I think air bed and breakfast.
I think we got to make sure that people aren't creepy and like have like security cameras in the bedrooms or anything like that.
What about like Ring doorbell cameras on the front porch?
I think that those are pretty good. I don't know. I think that people can hack into those and like get some footage and like send it to people, and then hopefully they can post it later. But besides that, I think that it could be pretty solid.
Yeah. Just a couple business moguls over here.
I think so. Shark Tank.
Here we come, sharks. Yeah. So there's something.
Man, those are some good ideas.
How'd we get there? What are we talking about?
Just tour buses and
tour bus. Yeah.
Driving
all the time. The main
King
comedian. I don't know. The headliner is a guy named like Brian Scalaro or something. Never heard of him.
Okay.
It's
about, you just kind of went just on a whim.
It was just like at the Laugh Factory. I have nothing to do tonight.
Yeah.
I've heard of the Laugh Factory before. This is like a normal or like a thing that I would enjoy doing in Las Vegas.
And it's kind of fun to like see how other people do it. And like,
exactly. Yeah. You know, I feel like anytime you go do any, like, I even went to a concert recently and it gave me motivation for stand up. It's just like just seeing people perform, just like in general, invigorates something inside of you. So yeah, it was fun. And anyway, this headliner, he's headlining a Vegas show and at the Laugh Factory. And it was shocking just like how not funny he was. And also just like, I think this day and age more than ever, to be a performer, to be able to sell tickets, no matter what industry you're in, you have to be able to brand yourself. Like it's so important than ever. Then like you have to have your own personal brand going for you. You can't rely on promoters or booking agents anymore. Like you need to be selling your own tickets. Okay. This guy has no social media presence. You know, just like, how did you get this? How did you get this gig? Who are you? Why aren't you funnier? I wrote down and kept track of it. The first 7 minutes of the show were all fat jokes. 7 minutes straight off the top. Just already.
Was he fat or was it just?
Yeah, he was a big guy.
Yeah.
And it was just like, man, how do you not know that we've all heard this before? And this is just so just like the lowest hanging fruit. Yeah. Just like, and then I kid you not, he spent somewhere between 12 to 15 minutes in the middle of a set, 12 minutes talking about farts. It was so just like childish and annoying. And people were like kind of laughing. It was just like upsetting.
That was the question I was going to ask. Was like, obviously it wasn't funny to you, but was it funny to other people? Like,
kinda.
Like, yeah, did other
he wasn't
people
murdering by any means. It wasn't like I'm the only one not laughing in here.
Because that's what I'm trying to figure out is like, is the like the amount of people that are just funny not there, or is it like the amount of people that find stuff like that funny that we don't think is funny just higher than we think? Does that make sense? Like,
yeah,
like,
I totally get it. Yeah.
Like, cause that's interesting that this guy can be this successful, you know, without social media presence or whatever, and without being that funny. But it's like, well, who else are we going to put up there?
Yeah,
like, we don't know anybody else. So let's keep going with this guy.
I walked away being like, I think Trey and I can really be comedians if we want to. It's starting to seem easier.
Yeah.
But then again, I've heard Vegas is tough to play or to perform just because your fans aren't there. It's just random people.
There's no stereotype of Vegas.
It's like, who's going to be here?
Sure.
No idea. And most of them are probably pretty wasted.
That might be the one stereotype.
So who knows? But I've also heard, you know, a lot of comedians we talk to when we're on the road, they say like, you guys are so great because you're so likable. That's like more than half the battle with comedy. It's just like, if you're a likable guy, people want to laugh with you. They want to like feel what you feel. They want to relate to you. And so that's so important. And this guy was so unlikable. I mean, right off the bat, ma'am, I just got to say, sorry, ma'am, you have got a set of legs on you. And there was no joke. It was just like hitting on a woman from the audience.
Cool.
He like brought it back later. He was like, ma'am, sorry, I'm getting distracted by those legs again. I'm sorry. I'm not kidding. If you want to come to room 204 later, you can come whenever you want.
He's got a RIAB.
he just blatantly, there was nothing even funny about it. He was just like hitting on it. What was like, this is so unlikable. It's about farts. Get this guy off of here.
Like, yeah, that guy that made that big overweight guy that's making jokes about flatulence. I'm a hot girl and I would love to go, meet him later.
I'll absolutely take you up on that. So
there's that's too bad. I mean, I feel like a lot of comedians are overweight dudes that just poke fun at themselves. And it's like, we all see it coming. I dare you not to.
Yeah.
Like, just don't fixate on that forever. Like,
yeah, bounce around.
Unless it's like a specific thing. Like when Hattie called me fatty, I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
Like when she just like not even on purpose, but stuff like that's kind of funny to me. But
I think that's what makes comedy fun is you're seeing like a unique point of view of something that does feel relatable in a way, whatever it is, like an observation or a story. It's just like you get to see someone's original, unique point of view on it. And it's just like, you're big and you're able to laugh at yourself because of it.
Yeah.
That's not unique to me. That's not like new.
Yeah. It's almost like, in the office, whenever they're like, what's better? A medium amount of good pizza or a large amount of just okay pizza? Like, it feels like he went for the large amount of just okay pizza. Like, hey, like, I know this isn't like A+ stuff, but it's B-.
I got to fill up an hour somehow.
There's a lot of big comedians out there, literally big comedians like that do pretty well. Larry the Cable Guy's doing just fine.
Yeah.
I can do this. Like,
yeah.
I'm overweight and lazy. Like, people like that a little bit. So anyway, that's motivating, I guess. Exciting for you.
It was like confidence boosting almost.
Yeah.
It was like, I think we're doing a good job.
Yeah.
We'll see. Fly out tomorrow.
I know. It's tough that we're like recording this obviously before you fly out. And so like Monday, you're going to have already done like 3 or 4 shows when people are listening to this.
Yeah, that's true.
And so people aren't going to be able to hear about the tour. We got to put some stuff on Patreon, I guess. Like if you're wanting to hear some stuff about the tour, how about you put some stuff out there?
Yeah.
Just a little sneak preview of, whatever, 10 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Because I'm excited to hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to wait 2 weeks to hear about this. So I think other people would agree.
The second night of shows, the Richmond show on Saturday, we're actually flying Derek out to film, like just to capture footage of it. Because it's like by far the most people we've ever performed for. There's going to be like 1,800 people.
That's awesome.
In Richmond. It's like, this is going to be pretty cool. And just get some footage of it so we can like use it or post about like the fact we're on tour. So Derek's going to come out and get some photos, some videos. And yeah, that show will be nuts.
Have you, I'm sure you have, but I can't think of it. 1,800 people. Have you ever performed anything for 1,800 people?
No, I think I gave a speech one time for like 1,000 at Silver Dollar City.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was thinking of.
Really?
Because we talked about the podcast. Yeah. And
no way.
Russia's Got Talent.
So sorry. Like I talked about it. I was gonna say that was definitely before we had a podcast.
I think we did talk about it. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Russia's Got Talent wasn't that many people.
There's no way. I don't
really.
Think, it was a pretty small studio.
It's so
audience.
Interesting how like they deceive you with like how big something looks because of the stage or something.
No.
Really?
Yeah, It was like 60 people there.
No way.
Yeah, it was crazy tiny.
60 people?
Yeah, they whatever they're doing on TV, they're just faking an audience in Russia.
Wow.
I don't know.
Really? So you're saying Russia, like sometimes they fake things?
I think so.
Okay, good to know. Okay, 1,800 people on your third show?
Yeah, second night.
No pressure, dude.
Yeah, I'm pretty fired up. It'll be awesome.
That's awesome. Are you gonna just go with the hits, or are you gonna sprinkle in some new stuff? I mean, 1,800 people. You gotta be pretty sure of yourself.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, the plan is, in Charlotte, the first 2 shows like have a lot of new stuff, like at least. And I should probably be sprinkling it in more, but there's like at least as of now, the plan is like there's like a 7-minute stretch where it's all new stuff. So I'm like, I hope this goes good because I don't really have like a backup plan.
Dude, you said something on the Patreon that I was like, he should use that in his stand up. Oh, it was I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like, it's kind of like when someone says, I don't like you anymore. Oh, dang it. Sorry.
It sounds like it's got potential.
Yeah, it was. It was like something that you were upset about. Dang it. I'm sorry. This is not good podcast material.
The most recent Just Jacob was it?
Yeah. And it was like near the beginning where it's the housing market. Like,
oh yeah.
Like how you're like, yeah, once I find a house, somebody like,
oh
it's
yeah.
Kind of like dating.
It's like falling in love every single day. But by 5 p.m., she's already fallen in love with someone else's dad who paid in cash.
Yeah. I think that's funny.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I laughed at that.
I have one joke ready for if I do the house buying process. Yeah. I went and looked at a house today, actually.
Yeah. How'd it go?
With Peter. Solid house down in Olathe.
Yeah.
Which,
if you don't know Kansas City very well, Olathe is where I grew up, and it's like one of the most southern suburbs of Kansas City. So it's literally down there. Like it is
down there. It's a little further away. But nice house, a lot of bedrooms.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a good story about this. So Peter and I are looking at it together. I'm like, this is a pretty good house. Like, ooh, these ceilings down here are like a little bit higher up than your typical ceilings. Could a golf simulator fit down here? And so then we're like, I'm trying to do like some practice swings. Like, Peter, does it seem like, and Peter, of course, golfing thrift guy, he's like, all right, just imagine 44 inches past your hand. So we're like trying to like measure this. And then Peter's like, hold on. He like goes in the storage area. He like breaks off a piece of like siding. He's like, here, this is like 44 inches, swing this. So then I'm like swinging this piece of siding in the basement. Like, I think this could work.
What a real estate agent.
And then I'm like, wait, I have my clubs in my car. I'll go get my driver right now. So then I go to my car. I get my driver out.
Just a couple of bros.
I bring it to the house. And then I'm like, oh, this could definitely fit. I'm taking full cuts in the basement. Like, this is good. Going to the storage room. Like, ooh, storage room could be even better. This is awesome. And Peter's like, all right, I think we got to head out. There's like more people coming. Walk outside
with your club,
with a driver in my hand. Like, what do these people think? Like, okay, so a lot of people might bring like a tape measure, maybe a flashlight.
Yeah,
this guy's got a driver. This guy's got a bomb tech driver.
I like this guy.
What did they just do in there?
Yeah, exactly.
What is he checking for? Like, what is he monitoring that he needs a driver for?
Yeah, like what kind of house are we moving into here?
Yeah, hopefully it was like a little intimidating. These people are like, we can't outbid this guy. This guy's insane.
Yeah.
He's going to bid $1 million on this
He's a professional golfer.
Yeah.
He literally lives to golf.
He doesn't
go anywhere without it.
Yeah. He brings his driver everywhere. He must be very good. He's got a lot of money.
Oh, wow.
Well, let's not even look at the house anymore.
Yeah. I would just leave right now.
Yeah. So it was fun. I'm going to bring the driver everywhere now. I think
so.
Every house. Just take some cuts.
Is a golf simulator very expensive?
Can be.
Okay.
It's like the definition of one of those things, like you get what you pay for.
Sure.
You could get like a $1,500 version.
Okay.
And their reviews are like, sometimes it works.
Yeah.
And the other times it's like, this is a $40,000 one that Steph Curry has in his basement.
Oh, wow.
You're like, is there like a middle ground?
Yes. Medium amount of good golf simulators, please.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I've been doing some golfing lately myself.
Talk about it.
And I've been having fun. I get it. I get why it's fun. I also...
Yeah, you also just take your driver places.
Yeah, which I think you think is so funny.
I do.
It's just one of those things where I'm so uneducated in golf. Like, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I literally was like, yeah, Peter bought me this left-handed driver because I mentioned whenever I went to play golf in Branson, I would have a driver or a putter, which are pretty big deals.
Now, are you left-handed or are you just trying to make golf harder on yourself?
I'm left-handed.
Okay, got it.
There was a guy at the golf course who's like a left-handed golfer. Wow. And then I realized he's left-handed too. I was like, oh, you're left-handed too? He's like, yeah, but I talk right-handed. And I'm like, good one, dude.
I don't even get it.
Exactly. That's exactly what Catherine said. I was like, there's no joke. It's just nonsensical stuff. Like, yeah,
I want to have the confidence to say that to people.
Yeah, it was just he's probably 70 years old.
Oh, you're getting brown rice with your burrito.
Yeah.
I talk in brown rice.
What
does that mean?
Yeah.
Boxers or briefs? Oh, really? Okay.
Really?
Yeah. My wife's more like talking to briefs.
She's a lawyer.
You're like really expecting like a really good punchline. You're like,
right,
what?
Right.
Huh.
Yeah. Android or iPhone? I don't know. My feet say I'm an iPhone guy. What? I don't get it.
You get it.
No, some people have a foot, foot phone. Anyway, so yeah, I just go. So Peter, Thrifty Peter, he
Thrifty
bought me.
Pete.
Yeah, Thrifty Pete. That sounds nice.
Yeah.
He bought me a driver for $3 at a thrift store, and so it's awesome. And so I'm like, yeah, I want to go. I just want to drive it every time now. So literally took my driver into the whatever. I didn't think it was that funny. Apparently, and the lady goes, "Oh, that's a new club, isn't it?" And I go, "Yes, it is."
I just got it for my birthday.
She goes, I knew it. I could just tell you just wanted to try that thing out. Like,
get like the 8-year-old treatment.
I was like, sure.
Did you come here all by yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
You drove here?
All by myself.
Yep. All by myself.
Oh, that's funny.
So yeah, it's just funny. Like, so the first day I get there and I didn't know this, but you're supposed to bring your own golf tees. And I have no golf tees. Mm-hmm. I mean, I have some at home, but
you have golf t-shirts.
Oh yeah, golf tee.
Nothing to put a ball on.
Ghostrunners.life. And so I'm literally like scavenging around the driving range area, like trying to find like somewhat used golf tees. Like, oh, that one looks like the bottom is broken off, but I think I could stick it in the ground hard enough. Yeah. It's just so funny. Like it was similar to when I first started woodworking, where like like I only had pine, which is like the lowest end wood, like the really cheap stuff. And I had like one little scrap of oak, and I thought it was like the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly how I felt about these golf tees. Like I was like, I have 5 golf tees that like seem perfectly fine right now.
These are my tees.
You know, and now like with oak, I like burn it in firewood all the time. You know, like it's like it's the same thing with golf, I'm sure. Like eventually it's gonna be like, remember when I was like thought it was so awesome to have like these 5 tees?
No,
and, like
exactly.
walking around with my driver.
Like there's an aspect of golf that's so fun. Like when you're playing on a course, like finding golf balls is so fun.
Yeah.
And at the very beginning, I would be like, oh my gosh, people just left their tees.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick all these up.
Right.
3 free tees. Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine?
And then now now that I've bought a bag of tees, I'm like, oh, these are basically free.
Yeah.
Like you get like a bag of them for 50 cents.
Yeah.
It's like the
crazy
old
cheap.
days. You get a soda pop for a nickel, and I'm like collecting tees off the ground.
Dude, I had that thought about golf balls though. Like they're kind of amazingly intricate for how cheap they are. You ever think about it? I always am so interested how they make things like that.
They should make a show where all they do is just focus on how they make things. It'll be called How They Make Things.
I think maybe we should start it.
It could be that or how it's, I like how they make things.
How they make things, and we could put it in the TVs of the Ryab. Don't you think?
I don't know if we should have like normal stuff on television in the Ryabs. I think it's like weird stuff on TV. Like
I don't know
half
about
the
this.
channels don't work.
Okay.
The ones that do work are mainly TV guides.
Okay.
Some of them are like channels you didn't even know exist. Like it'll say like Jewish television.
Oh, good.
I think that should be one of them.
Well, Ryab sounds like rabbi.
Yeah.
What about if we do like an N64 controller in there, but it's like connected to the TV and it costs like $18 for you to play any video game? Do you remember that back in the day?
I forgot about that.
It was like, oh, they got video games in this place. It was like Excite Bike, $19.99 for 2 hours. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Such a ripoff. And you couldn't like plug in your own stuff for some reason. Like we tried to bring our own a few times. Anyway.
My hotel room this week had like quite the like built into the wall was just a area of ports, just ports aplenty.
Okay.
But outdated ports. As I know, the Luxor has not been updated in a while. Like the remember, let's take it back to the PS2 days. Just like the red cord, the yellow cord.
Sure.
Those were like,
yeah.
And then the white cord was like audio, I think, or whatever. It had all those hookups. It had a VGA adapter on there. It had an HDMI, it had some audio ports, but it also
VGA,
had
the one that's like for like the old
projectors.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it also had remember the old iPhone chargers, like the 30-pin adapters, like the really long wide
the ones
ones
that you had to like pinch to get out.
Yes, yeah, it had that built into the wall. So a little old, but
so Luxor's a little bit of an upgrade from the Econo Lodge, but not much.
It was. No one walked in on me, as far as I know.
That's where, it's Vegas. So.
Deep sleeper.
Anyway, golfing has been great. First day went and was pretty much by myself. Second day, I get there. I've been going early in the morning.
And you're going to the range.
Just going to the range, yeah. I love going early morning. It's like a nice thing to get up and at them, and
dewy, quiet, 66
edgy,
degrees.
Right. Second morning was whatever day that was, Tuesday, I think. Yeah, yesterday, and learned that Tuesday is senior golf league day.
Here we go.
And so the entire driving range, I get there, entire driving range is like full of old men.
Bunch of guys who talk left-handed.
I'm like, yeah, exactly. Like, well, this kind of stinks. But then I get there, I'm like, oh, I think there is like one spot there. But literally, once again, only brought my driver. And so, and if you don't know much about golf, it seems pretty obvious to people that do, but a driver, you need to put the ball on the tee in order to swing it
off the deck, as they say.
Right. And this time they moved like to these mats. And so they don't have like a place for you to stick the tee in the ground. I tried, which I look like an idiot doing that.
Like maybe I could just bounce the ball, and once it bounces.
Oh, that's a good idea too. No, yeah. And so I like literally was like having the biggest issue, like trying to like I literally was like on my knees, like trying to figure out this mat. I was like, I look like an idiot now. Yeah. And no one's helping me. I'm like, surely somebody else out there knows what's going on. But the biggest insult to injury of the day was that, so I went and bought my $15 bag of bucket of large balls. Bucket of balls. I love my favorite kind of balls are bucket of balls.
Sure.
And brought those over. But as I was buying them, I heard this lady say like, oh, like talking to somebody else, on league days, we just put out those balls for free for anybody to hit in the driving range. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a bummer. I wish obviously I think I'm not really entitled to those, but I still would life hack that thing. And so I go out with my large bucket of balls and put them there, mess around with all this stuff, finally get it kind of going.
Oh no.
And as I'm swinging, like a few different old men just come up and just like grab a handful of my balls. And
oh no,
the non-confrontational guy in me.
Well,
I was just like, in my head, I was like, there's a bunch of other buckets. Like once these guys leave, I'll just grab some of those. But I learned that like they basically swing those balls until they run out.
Old men will not let balls go untouched.
Yeah. They every year you have to pretty much.
Yeah.
And so luckily there was like at the very end, this like worker came out with another bucket. And so I went and grabbed some of those, but it was just like one of these things where I was like, I don't know. And finally, like the third or fourth guy to come up was like, did you pay for those? Or are those like, just the
keep your hands off.
And I go, yeah, I paid for them. And I kind of said it loud enough where like the other guys would hear and like,
yeah, I paid for all these.
Yeah. And I just felt all these like, golf balls just being thrown at me after that.
I'm
like,
sorry. Here you go.
Just keep it. I throw left-handed. But anyway, the biggest crowning achievement for me so far in golf was yesterday when all these old men were there. I had my driver and I swung and it was a decent shot, decent hit. And this old man who had literally only seen me swing that one shot, he just goes, I want him on my team. I was like, sweet. But out loud, I go, no, you don't. Unless you only want a driver.
Guys are playing teams. Good for them.
But yeah, man, I'm into it. It's so fun. It's just fun to get out there and hit a ball and watch it go far.
Yeah.
So
it's one of the only sports where the ball's not moving. So like, let's take advantage of this.
Yeah.
This is pretty nice.
That is nice.
Except it's not. It's so hard. Trey said I didn't need to be at his house till noon yesterday. So I was like, golfing time.
Yeah.
So me, Peter, and Isaac went golfing yesterday morning. But then at about 9 a.m., Trey was like, hey, can you make like this, and this change to the video? And I was like, dang it, I thought we nailed it. So I had to leave after the front 9 holes. But I was shooting a 43 on the front 9.
That's
we were looking nice.
Yeah.
And then I had to go. So we'll never know what could have been. This is like a pretty legitimate course too. One of the harder courses I've played. So
well, don't they say like the back 9 is whatever you did on the front 9 times 0.85 or something like that?
It's definitely, yeah, it's not just times 2.
So it's like 43 times 1.85. You shot a 79.
I'm going to start telling people I shot a 79 once.
I shot a 79 the other day, last week.
Really? All 18? Well, I did the multiplier.
Yeah.
You know the back 9 multiplier.
The Fibonacci sequence on the thing. Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah, exactly.
I just remember this when you said I was not confrontational. I had a very confrontational moment. Not me, of course. But I went to the driving range. This is probably like a week or so ago. And a girl like puts like her bucket of balls down and then like I think forgets something, goes back to her car. I go to like a spot, probably like 3 over from her, like not even like side by side to her. Mm-hmm. And I start to dump my balls out. She comes back out, kind of like jogging over to me. Oh, those are mine, sir. Those are my golf balls. And I was just like, no.
They're not. Yours are right there.
No, yeah. And I was like, no, yours are over there. She goes, oh, okay, you're right. I'm sorry. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I can't imagine being like that confident and confrontational without taking a moment to be like, this seems like insane behavior. Let's double check it's what I think it is.
I would at least get there. I would get right up next to you and make sure. Yeah,
like her golf bag is next to her. Like there's plenty of things to identify where her balls are at.
And the fact that like what kind of psycho would just come up and not have any balls and just
take somebody else's.
I bet this girl's about to leave right now.
Right when she got bucket.
Here. Yeah.
I'll just take hers.
Sure.
She jogs over to me. Yeah. Hey, those are mine. Those are mine. I was going to use those. Like, yeah. These are mine.
Wow. So next time I need to just jog while I tell these old men.
Hey.
Gladys.
Yeah.
Dude, we got to talk about pickleball.
Oh yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah. The patrons know. The patrons know everything. The patrons actually, they know a lot. They know a lot about me.
Yeah, they do.
This past week.
How do you feel about revealing some of these stories that have been balled up inside of you?
It's honestly kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to get the feedback we get. It's funny, Megan too is like loving it.
Really?
Like she texted me yesterday. She's like, send me more comments. And I was giving her a hard time. Like she's like this, like got a glimpse into like the influencer world and doesn't know how it works. So she's just like, hey, can you make like more likes happen? Can you just like make more comments happen? Like that's not how it works. Give me more comments.
Can people, if you haven't commented yet, or if you have, comment again on the Patreon.
Yeah, so like
that's funny.
We've been joking about that. She just has no idea how the internet works. She's like, why aren't there more comments? It's been like several hours. Like, well, people have to like think of it and then
people
type it.
Work. Yeah. People sleep at night, Megan. Yeah.
And so it's kind of fun. And it's like people really want more, which Megan and I have talked about. We're like, 1, is this healthy? Should we keep doing this? 2, we only have maybe a few other stories in the hopper anyway. So I don't think this is going to be a regular thing, but it's cool to see how many people like, I get nervous anytime it's just like, even just like for jean shorts, just like we are opening ourselves up to like strangers. Hopefully they like us. And like, obviously our community of people are like very, very nice, but I feel like they're being so nice. It's not just like, this is fun. You guys are great. It's like, I love the way y'all tell stories together. I feel like a proud mother. Like they're going above and beyond. Like I want to hear you guys tell a story together every day. It's like, oh my God, you guys really like this.
Somebody was like, we need her as the other co-host of the Ghostrunners.
Yeah. Someone left a YouTube comment. It was like, where is Megan? Why isn't she on this?
Right.
So it's like, that's cool to see.
Yeah.
And makes me want to like do more of it. But yeah, we're having the conversation of like, should we be doing this?
It's a fair conversation to have.
Anyway,
Patreon knows already. Pickleball.
Tell them.
So as we're playing, so we told the story last week. Well, as we're playing, this girl, comes up to me, like her ball goes into our court. I say, hey, your ball's in our court. And I throw it over.
She's like, it's league day. Just take it.
And no, she goes, thank you, Brad Ellis of Ellis Custom Creations. And I go, I was like, oh, I don't know what I said. I think it was just
went about like that, probably.
Yeah, it was just like, yeah, hey, like,
yeah.
And I always, I don't know if this is weird or not. Tell me if it's weird, but I always say like, yeah, what's your name?
That's what Trey does too.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, like treat it as normal of an interaction as possible.
Yeah, and I want to remember and like, know things about them. I just don't want it to be like, you know me and I don't know you at all. So, and as she like before she even said it, I was like,
hold on,
you're the same girl from Topgolf.
You're blonde Rachel.
Yes. I was like, and she's like, we just saw you at Topgolf, right? She's like, yeah. And we had been playing pickleball for like 45 minutes.
This girl is the chillest girl of all time.
Yeah.
First, she walks by on the escalator without even stopping at Topgolf. And that's Jake over there.
There she is.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
See you guys.
And now, she's just like, I can't be bothered to say anything to them. Like we were playing pickleball 10 feet from each other.
If the ball had not gone over the fence, we may never exchange words. She was been like, all right, see you, Brad, just on the way out.
And so I was like, were you leaving last time at Topgolf? We like got to the bottom of that. And then
wait, hold on. Before we get to that.
Okay.
It was funny too, because once again, I'm on the other side of the court. I've never been within, 40 feet of this girl.
Right.
It's always Brad and her talking.
Yeah.
And so
you have a restraining order, basically.
Yeah. Brad like turns around and this is what I hear. Jake, this is and I'm like, what?
I had a stroke at this point. Yeah.
It was just for some reason I couldn't hear. I don't know why. This is it. I can hear the tone. I'm like, this is exciting.
Yeah.
But I cannot make out any words. I'm like, what? This can you believe that? I'm like, oh, no way. Just trying to
crazy.
What?
Yeah.
And then after like asking what a few more times, and then I hear the word Topgolf, and then I put together, she's blonde, gotta be from Topgolf.
Yes.
And then
because you barely even saw her at Topgolf either. You were up there swinging.
I had to trust you that she was even blonde.
Right.
And then I think Rachel tries to yell something at me. I don't hear her either. She's yelling.
I think she goes, I'm acknowledging you. I'm saying hi. Because last time you're like, yeah, she didn't even really say hi to me.
I'm like, what? It was an awful interaction.
It was great. Yeah.
I think everyone could hear but me. It was like a unique problem I was having. Like
for real.
Peter was next. Stinky Pete, or not Stinky Pete.
Stinky Pete.
Thrifty Pete was next to Pete. He was like translating for. Anyway.
Yeah.
Go on.
So anyway, I don't know if this was the conversation we had just then or I think it was. I just go like, I always like asking, how'd you hear about our podcast? And usually it's either like, I always followed Jake. Somehow I follow Jake, or I've always been a fan of Trey's and have found you guys from Trey.
We got a new one.
This is the best story. I challenge anybody to give us a better story than this.
I mean, you can challenge them, but no one is going to. I am convinced this is the coolest way.
Really?
I don't know. I mean, I guess there could be cooler.
I think there could be cooler ways, but this is the coolest one we've heard
yet. So far.
It's not that crazy. It's just literally like so cool. She was training for, maybe she was
mid-marathon.
Straight up walking. But Rachel, answer us this question real quick. Because I think like she said, one day my friend and I, this is what I heard the first time she said it, was like, one day my friend and I decided we were going to walk a half marathon that day. And so in my head, I'm genuine. It's like, this is not a joke. Like, I think they just walked it themselves and like had like a GPS tracker of like how long they were walking.
Oh, it wasn't like a sanctioned thing.
I don't think it was like they had a number or anything. I think they were literally just decided like, hey, it's quarantine. I'm bored. Let's just walk for whatever that is. 13 point, whatever.
I bet
miles.
you're right, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you're right.
And halfway through the marathon, her friend or her, I don't know, was getting like feeling really bad. Like had, what is she?
Her
a stress fracture or something like that?
Their feet were bleeding.
Yeah, like something terrible. Like they were, so like we just needed some humor. And so
they didn't think about stopping. Like maybe we should just go home because no one's asking us to do this.
I really do think there's a neighborhood or something. I could be wrong, Rachel. Tell me if I'm wrong. But they're like, so we just wanted to like find a funny podcast. So we just went to a comedy podcast on iTunes and just scrolled for a little bit and just picked your podcast and started listening. And I've been a fan ever since.
I was like, what?
I was like, no, that's not true.
You didn't know, you just scrolled.
I don't believe you. Yeah.
You scrolled, got to like 21st and it was like, yeah, I don't want to listen to any of the top 20 podcasts. They're probably not as funny.
And they had to click on improv as well. Like, because we're not even in the top 20 like of comedy podcasts. We're in the top 20 improv. Like,
I think so.
And so you have to like, yeah, like you have to go pretty deep to even find us within the charts. Not super deep, but deep enough where like, yeah, you pass plenty of other options. And there they go. Just
yeah, I'm looking right now. I think we're all podcasts, like no category. We are 2,586th. This seems decent.
I think we can get into 2,486.
I think with your guys' help.
Yeah. So I couldn't believe it. I just thought that was the coolest, most fun, random story of like, and she wasn't even in Kansas City. Like she didn't even live there. Like I think she was in Iowa or something like that.
Because I asked, I was like, oh, so it's probably pretty cool once you found out we lived in Kansas City. She's like, well, I didn't even live here at the time.
I just moved here like, a month ago or something.
It's like, no way. And now you get to meet us, but you're playing it so cool.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm like.
I'm like, this is
if
crazy.
It were me, I would be like, oh my gosh.
It's so crazy.
This is wild.
I don't even know that you guys exist. Now I'm seeing you twice in 2 weeks.
Like, I don't even know if she would have told us that story if I didn't ask.
Yeah.
I'm like if it were me, I'd be like, I'm the most interesting person in the world to you right now. I promise.
Yeah. I don't think this girl knows how like, I don't know, like fractions work. Like this is insane that
like
all this
probability.
Yeah, probability. She has no clue.
Oh man. So anyway, it was just really fun. Just happenstance, like seeing this girl 2 times in a row, Topgolf, pickleball. So shout out to Rachel. Pickleball. So
I saw a magic show this weekend too, which is awesome.
You didn't lead with that?
Oh, this is a fun thing too. On the Uber on the way to magic show, so, the Uber driver's like, it's pretty crowded for like a Friday night here or something like that. And I was like, is there anything special happening in Las Vegas this weekend? She goes, yeah, NASCAR's here this Sunday. I was like, that explains it. Because I was like, I haven't been to Vegas in a while, but I feel like it's extra NASCAR-y. Yeah. Extra NASCAR-y. And yeah, it fit the bill.
Really?
A lot of NASCAR.
At the magic show?
Or no, so just in general. Just kind of everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere. Big NASCAR weekend in Vegas.
NASCAR is such an interesting demographic of people.
It is.
Like, but I hear that once you go, it's like pretty addicting. Like, it's like, I'm into NASCAR now.
Maybe we should.
I would definitely go if somebody wanted to go with me.
Someone invite us to a NASCAR race in your, like someone who is a fan who can like educate us on NASCAR.
Because you get headsets and so you can listen to like the strategy of the teams and stuff, which I think is really interesting.
That more sports should be doing that. That's awesome.
I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah.
So, okay. So Magic Show.
Saw a guy, he was on, previously on Penn and Teller's Fool Us. And boy, does he let you know that he was.
Okay.
It's on like all the promotional material. It's on the video on his website. It's on like the pre-roll of videos when you get to the show. During his show, he pauses twice. Maybe 3 times, actually. I think he interrupts his own show 3 times to show you a clip from when he was on Penn and Teller's Fool Us. Okay. So it's clearly the only thing he's accomplished.
Is that like the equivalent of being like, the 11th man on the Golden State Warriors, finals team or something like that?
I have a ring, so you can't say anything.
Like, I am an NBA champion, Didn't really get in very much, but.
Yeah, like I've been on TV.
But I was on the scout team. I guarded Steph pretty hard.
I mean, I got him ready for Kyrie.
Yeah,
I was Kyrie in practice.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a very interesting magician. He started it off with just like, what did he say? He's like, I have a very interesting skill set. I can name the capital of anything, any country, any state, any province. I can name the capital of it.
Cool.
Which right away off the bat, I was just like, this is like, if you let me be a magician when I was 8 years old, I would have been this. I just would have been like,
yeah,
let me show you like the nerdy things I can do.
That's
like,
not magic.
Yeah. Like
that's just being smart.
This is like, you don't have a manager or someone else telling you this is not a good idea.
Yeah.
And so someone was like, Finland. I was like, that's not a good, I know that. It's Helsinki. That's not even a good one. But then he's like, okay, Finland. Capital of that is capital F.
Oh, come on.
That's how he started the show.
So he's a comedian.
It did not get much better.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Big comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hilarious.
A groaner? Did people groan at it? Like,
oh no, they loved it.
Really?
Yeah. I was groaning. I might have groaned. Actually.
I could hear you be like,
oh. I think it real quiet.
Yeah.
Like, dang it.
This guy.
It's going to be this kind of show.
This guy.
At one point, he was literally playing a game that I've played with K-Live kids. He was doing the like, All right.
Sit down, F.
Basically.
Really?
Yeah, it was basically sit down, F. He made all of us stand up. He's like, I'm going to flip a coin. If you think it's going to land heads, put your hand on your head. If you think it's going to land tails, put your hand on your tail. And then we did that until we got down to 1. And then he used her for the magic trick. It was like, this is so lame. Just pick somebody.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. The whole crowd. How long that must have taken 5 minutes.
Kind of, because there was a pretty like geriatric front row of people, and they could not figure out how it would work. He would ask, like he kept picking. Okay, at the beginning of the show, I will say I felt bad for this guy as a performer myself. I was like, these people are giving him nothing.
Yeah.
And even like questions that should be layups, they're answering incorrectly.
Okay.
He'd be like, all right, I have an invisible deck of cards, ma'am. You in the front. Pick a card. And then she's like, wouldn't pick the card. He's like, just pick one. Like it's a fake deck of cards. And
Ace of Spades.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's exactly. So he was like, and did you pick the Ace of Spades? And he wasn't like saying it as if it was like supposed to be it. He's like, and I assume you picked the Ace of Spades. And she's like, yep. He's like, oh, you're supposed to say no. Did you actually have the Ace of Spades in mind? She's like, no. And he's like, well, why'd you? All right, let's get a new card in here. It's like,
man.
oh, I feel bad for this guy. It's kind of not going well. But he also wasn't doing himself any favors because he kept going back to these old people. I was like, these people suck at interacting with you. Stop interacting with them.
Right. Find somebody on the 5th row that can hear you better. And
yeah. I will say he
on.
did pick on me one time, and this is the craziest part of the night. This was like the most impressive. He picked 3 people from the crowd from the get-go to go on the stage.
Okay.
And then he said, go look through these pieces of paper that are like in this box. Pick one. There's like a word on it. Each of you have like a unique word.
Okay.
Now I'm going to pick 3 people out of the crowd. They're going to stand up and they're just going to say a word out loud. And if they said your word, I want you to sit down. He picked on me. He said, gray shirt, give me a word. I said, Jacksonville. And then a woman went and sat down.
There's no way.
I don't know. It's got to be some sort of like subconscious groupthink or like some subconscious like people pleasing. Like I don't want to let everyone down type thing. Like that's kind of how hypnosis works. Like a hypnotist, obviously they're not actually hypnotizing you. They like prey on your ability to want to please people, like please an audience. So when they say you're playing the violin, people start playing the violin. They're like pantomiming it. It's because like subconsciously you want to like believe that you're the performer.
So you think that you subconsciously wanted to say Jacksonville?
No, I didn't. I think the woman on the stage was like, that's close
to
what I had. I'm going to sit down anyway.
Oh, I see.
I think she
so
was
she never showed you the word Jacksonville.
No, I never saw it. She just sat down.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah, I know. Like it's part of it's like,
I guess I just believe them.
Yeah,
like,
I guess so.
Like they were staged beforehand. Like, hey, I'm gonna have you come up on stage later. Just one of you. You're gonna sit down first. You're gonna sit down second. You're gonna sit down third.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he literally like turned the page around and it said Jacksonville.
Nope.
Okay.
And that if that tells you anything about the show, that was the coolest part. That was like, whoa, that's kind of crazy.
That's kind of crazy.
At one
Did
point,
they seem really surprised? The people on stage?
one woman, I was reading her lips as she sat down. She sat down next to her husband and she goes, that was actually insane.
Okay.
So that made it a little more believable. Could
Okay.
be a paid actress, though. We don't know.
Vegas, you know.
He had some terrible tricks, though. There was one, I've never seen a magician do this. It was like the sign of a bad comedian when you have to explain the joke. One time, I kid you not, he explained the trick. He like shared with us why it was a good trick. He's like, so that's actually crazy because like I could have picked anyone in the crowd, first of all, and then I chose her, and then she chose this. The odds of her then eventually saying this, like, it's truly remarkable.
Right.
You know, it's like, yeah, no, I get it that it's crazy. I just don't. The illusion aspect, he kind of lost me, you know, whatever. So yeah, never seen a magician explain his trick before.
Just like
it's kind of a bummer.
So it was like you're up there, you know, in Richmond,
So
1,800 people.
You probably didn't think there was a rabbit in the hat.
So the funny thing that I was saying in this joke was like my mom, like it's not my girlfriend. Like I was making the joke about my mom. So that's why it's funny.
Same perfume.
Like,
it's a setup.
Yeah.
You're expecting one thing.
Right.
Misdirection.
And that's why it's funny is because you thought it was going to be one thing and it was something else instead. Do you get it?
I think you guys are getting it.
All right, Richmond, you guys have been awesome.
Everyone say hi to Derek. He's out here capturing how funny I am.
Yeah.
Don't you think it works?
Everyone laugh. You should do like, I have a pet peeve. I love Ben Rector, but I have a pet peeve that he does at his concerts. Have you seen this? Where like on social media, he will.
Oh, yeah.
He will like stand like with his back to the audience. And like on the count of 3, I'm going to raise up my hands and everyone go crazy. I think you should do that with Derek there. Like on the count of 3, I want everyone to just die laughing.
That would be funny.
And like a non sequitur, like that's not a pirate, that's my wife. And then
just do it the biggest.
Everyone goes nuts. Like just get their involvement. Like like people are like
scream. Like don't even laugh. Just
like crying.
Almost shriek.
Yeah, like just dying laughing.
That's such a funny idea. If I'm kind of like crushing it or feel confident enough, like.
Yeah.
All right, I don't normally do this. I'll probably never do this again, but we have a videographer with us. We're trying to capture like some documentary footage.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to say the lamest thing possible. And on camera, I want you guys to just die laughing.
Oh, yeah.
And like, left-handed, I talk left-handed.
Oh!
This guy!
Yeah. Yeah, you should, dude. Just like, and on the count of three, I want you guys to all chant, Jake. Jake.
Like applause break, chant my name, anything.
Oh, man. That's amazing.
Okay, we're going to do something real quick here, Brad.
Okay.
There was one point in the magician's show where he was doing a trick with a calculator. And I was like, oh, I think I know which trick he's doing. Like, I know how to do this. This is like the coolest, like really the only magic trick I know how to do. And this trick actually is really cool.
Okay.
He's going to do it. This is going to be so fun.
Okay.
He ended up doing something not as cool at all, to the point where it's like, you should have explained this one because you lost me. I don't know how this one was supposed to be impressive.
Okay.
But because he didn't do it, Brad, I'm now going to do for you my calculator magic trick.
I love it.
YouTube, feel free to, or if you're not, if
just watch it.
you watch it, like and subscribe. Here's the calculator app.
It says 0 right now.
It says 0.
It's a normal calculator. Like I love how like magicians are like normal deck.
Is it iPhone 12 Pro?
iPhone 12. It's got about I don't know 60% battery or so.
Yeah,
on Wi-Fi.
We're
connection.
on Wi-Fi right now. It's 11:02 p.m. All right, Brad. I want you to give me a 2-digit number.
27.
27. 27. We're gonna be multiplying today, Brad.
Okay.
So 27 times. Now give me a 3-digit number.
521.
521. Here we go. This is kind of hard to type and whatever. You guys believe me. Now I'd like to give you you give me a 2-digit even number.
Okay. 62.
Thank you. 62. Multiply. Brad, now I need a 4-digit, if you can handle it, odd number.
8965.
8965. We're times
square there.
We're doing one more. We're getting up there. We got the the carrot.
Uh-huh.
All right, one more. Just give me a number between 10 and 50.
10 and 50?
Yes, please.
49.
49. Okay.
49?
Times 49. I'm going to hit equals. You chose all these numbers on this normal calculator.
It's a normal thing.
It really isn't just the calculator app. I'm going to hit equals. Got a big number. I'm going to turn it to the side. Do these numbers mean anything to you?
Shut up. No way.
How about that?
No way.
How about that?
That's my phone number. Wait.
Now we're doing magic, baby. Maybe I should do that in Richmond.
I would.
I would. Cool trick, huh?
No, it's not a cool trick. I want to know how to do it now, or what the frick that is.
It's really just, I mean, like I could show you. It's really just like the calculator app. There's nothing special
No,
about
I know.
it.
I know. I just don't know how that happened.
Magic.
Oh my goodness.
I'll tell you off the pod.
I'm so intrigued.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Come see my show in Charlotte this weekend.
Also, text me if you want a cutting board, guys.
Oh, yeah. There's Brad's number. It's on his website and now episode 126.
Wow.
Text me if you want a cutting board. Speaking of cutting boards, how'd it go Saturday?
It was good, man. Yeah. It was fun. So, yeah.
Spot number 1, as good as it sounds.
Spot number 1. I'm actually doing it again this Sunday.
Oh.
So, yesterday, if you're listening to the pod on Monday.
Missed it.
You missed it. Yeah, it was fun. I think there was 10 booths set up. So it wasn't anything crazy. It was like the first time ever doing it in Shawnee. And at first there wasn't very many people there. And I think probably the first 30 or 45 minutes, nobody actually even walked into my tent.
Hey.
And so I was I'm such an optimistic guy. So I was trying to keep my expectations low, but I was like, I think I might do really well today.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh, I just hope I sell one. Just let me sell one. But I bet I sold 20 of them or so.
Oh,
so
wow.
I sold a lot. I got on a streak and I was doing it, So
what time of day?
It was from 10 to 2 and I bet it was around 11:30 where I hit my sweet spot.
People get hungrier. They want food.
Maybe so.
They want to buy something for food.
Yeah, maybe so. So it was cool though. Some of my friends came out and we had some Ghostrunner fans, some ghosties out there.
It's awesome.
I think I wrote down all the names. I'm sorry if I didn't, guys. We got Aubrey, Alyssa, Alex, all A's, and then we got Rachel and Chad, and then some girl who just came up to me. I'm almost positive does not listen to the podcast, but just knew me from jean shorts.
Oh, let's go.
Yes.
Well, you've been getting a lot of those recently.
Yes. Also Mario at Quick Trip the other day. Shout out Mario. I don't know if he listens to me otherwise or not, but probably not.
Jean shorts alone.
Yeah. Mario. That was funny at Quick Trip because I was filling up Catherine's car with gas, her new minivan. Yeah. And he as he was leaving the conversation, he's like, I want to say you guys are making Kansas City look cool, man. And I was like, all right, dude, thank you so much. I really appreciate like you watching. Have a good day. And I go get in my minivan.
Anything I can do to help.
All right, buddy. But yeah, I think this girl like literally doesn't even live in Kansas City, was just in Kansas City, I don't know, for something. I don't know what she was there for, and went to this random, pop-up thing and sees me there.
Sees
and she's like, are you Brad from Jean Shorts? That's what she said. She like, cause she was like, so you have you have a woodworking, this is what you do full time? I was like, yeah. Like she had no idea of any of that stuff. So that was really cool. Everyone that came was really fun.
Did I hear you say Rachel was there?
Rachel. Yeah.
Topgolf Rachel?
Nope.
Different Rachel.
Gosh, I hope your name's Rachel. I think it's Rachel. Yeah.
Just call everyone Rachel now. Yeah.
No, different Rachel. Rachel and Chad, they were awesome. They talked to us, had a good time, posted on their Instagram about us. So
fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was one of those cool things. Like I'd never really gotten direct, immediate feedback from anything I've done before. It'd be kind of like if someone were watching, like a crowd of people were watching your video live, like something like that, where it's like people will either like this or not like this right away. And some people literally just saw it and walked by. Some people looked really quick and then left. And then some people obviously were like, this is so beautiful. Wow.
Like you've never offered up your pieces to window shop before. So it's like,
yeah, it's always been custom made, like made to order stuff. And so it was kind of a fun, like it was kind of me branching out a little bit and trying this thing. I also learned that like as a consumer, whenever I go to any like kind of things like that, I'm always really uncomfortable going in a tent and like not buying something.
Yeah.
I don't think I will be uncomfortable with that anymore. Cause I really didn't mind if people just came by, looked for a second and just said, have a good day. Or like, didn't even say anything to me, just walked away. Like didn't offend me at all.
Yeah.
It was like, if anything, I appreciate you at least coming in here.
Yeah. Half the battle,
And so, but yeah, overall it was fun. There wasn't anything like too crazy that happened. It was really cool. So my in-laws watched the kids this past week, like I said. And so, that was like such a unique opportunity for Catherine and I to do it together.
Yeah.
Like normally it's like me doing it by myself and she's supporting me by doing everything with the kids. And so this time it was like, no, she's like there, like helping me set up. She's like helping me like with different marketing stuff. And like, do you think I should use this picture? Like she was like
power couple.
It was awesome. It
Brangelina.
really was like so much more fun
Brathrin.
having her there. Yeah. Brathrin. So yeah, overall, fun time doing it again. But I have a bunch of cutting boards. So gift giving season's coming up, guys. Just a quick shout out to Ellis Custom Creations. So check us out. I got lots of cool boards to order.
Cool boards for cool boys and girls.
Yeah.
Should we talk Guillotine League real quick?
Let's talk about
update.
Let's talk about it.
It was a nail biter this week. It was separated by 0.6 points. And
that's crazy. That's literally, if you don't know fantasy football, that's about as close as it's ever going to get.
Pretty much unheard of for it to be that close.
Yeah.
And
especially when it's guillotine and it's like, if you lose, you're out. Like,
yeah. And there's a few teams. I mean, every week you're still nervous, but there's a few teams where I'm like, I think I'm good for a few weeks. There's like some teams that are kind of struggling.
Right.
Like every week they're scoring or double digits.
Yeah.
And it's
you're like, yeah, they're not
just a matter of time.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna be all right. But then again, like they could all beef up their teams this week. We don't know. It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, that team that lost he had Aaron Rodgers, Nick Chubb, or was it a girl? I don't know who lost, but Aaron Rodgers, Nick Chubb, and
Mike Evans, Gronkowski, Adam Thielen.
Like a team. Like that's a formidable team.
And he was the one who just spent so much money on Gronk and Thielen and didn't start either of them.
Oh,
and then lost.
Oh, okay.
So
maybe that was why. There's a little bit of incompetence by the owner. I think that I'm having to like mentally readjust what my like standard for a good team is. Because right now I'm like, I have a pretty solid team, but I'm like, no, like I have to like really set my standards. Like if I'm going to pay a lot of money for this player, he has to be the best player, like the top tier, or else I should wait,
Yeah. Like that guy who spent $100 on Mahomes, he literally cannot get another player the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And his team as it is not good enough to win for 16 straight weeks.
Right.
Why would you spend $100 on one player?
He's regretting it. You're regretting it, Brock.
But
he just wanted to get on the podcast, basically.
Yeah, he's like, if I do something crazy enough, they'll talk about me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm so confident right now, which is probably not this place you want to be. And now I'm probably gonna lose. But I'm like, I got the most points scored in the league. I don't even have a second quarterback, and I still have the most points scored in the league. Driver's seat. But now I'm like, I don't know. All it takes is one bad week.
That's true. That's the beauty of the Guillotine League. But it is truly like I don't want to do any other fantasy football.
I know. Like from this point forward for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything else.
Maybe like just do like 3 guillotine leagues just in case you like lose out one like early or something.
Oh, it's fun.
But
Luke Hogan today was texting me details about guillotine. He's like, hey, are you doing a guillotine league for free? I was like, yeah, I'm just doing ESPN, doing all this. Like, how much work is that? I'm like, dude, don't you feel like work? It's so fun because you're like, wow, Aaron Rodgers is available now. And so I think that means he is like hearing us talk about it. It's like, I should do this.
And you can start now if you want to.
Sure.
Maybe it would even behoove you as a like a friend group of 10. Like you can't do it for the whole season. You know what I mean?
Perfect. Yeah, you got to wait till week 9 or whatever.
So try it out, guys.
Try it out for yourselves, guys.
You found a page on Reddit or something that explained how to set it up, right?
Yeah. There's resources out there, and also it's pretty simple. Just use your league manager permissions and kick the other person out. Basically, drop all other players.
Yeah,
and hope that they don't mess it up later. Anyway,
I wrote down. I forget what exactly this meant, but I just wrote down jean shorts was fun today.
Okay.
Like, do you remember what specifically we were going to talk about with that?
Your character, Mr. Lamping.
Oh yeah,
was fun today. Brad introduced kind of a new. I mean, not new to the podcast listeners.
Old school to the podcast listeners from like the episode where we drove to Chick-fil-A.
But
went through the drive-through.
Yeah, Brad was playing the character of like your teacher that you've had, who's like a really old teacher, who's like, oh, I had your dad in class.
Yeah.
And yeah, Brad took on the voice of Mr. Lamping.
It was pretty fun.
It was
man.
hilarious.
It's always fun, like if you can see in the background, Derek or Jake or Trey laughing. Like that's like the biggest. That's like my goal every time. Is like get them to break in the background or something. And I could. I don't even think Trey had to take a call or something, but I could tell both of you guys were like anytime that Derek you see out the corner of his eye, yeah, he looks away or he looks, like that's when you know that Derek got one. Yeah,
it was good.
So yeah, just like I don't know.
Gene Schwartz was fun today.
It was fun. Both those videos are going to be fun. I think types of teachers and
like things you see at a restaurant.
Yeah, the restaurant one I think was going to be really funny too.
Yeah,
like when Trey got up on that table, it's so funny to me. And like
I'm excited to see me grating the cheese too. Which I realized on the drive home I forgot to get all sweaty. I forgot to douse. I was going to get all soaked and do it.
I mean, maybe just do it in your bathroom or something. Yeah, that's right. And I thought like the comedian one, like when I was just laughing, like if people enjoyed my like laughter at the same birthday thing that I did a long time ago on the Ghostrunners,
all these fake laughs.
It's kind of like that. Yeah. And so, yeah, I just think there were some funny characters in that one.
And it was just fun to hang out. Derek got stuck in traffic. He was about 45 minutes late. So we just got to kind of hang out beforehand
and chill and
chit chat.
Yeah. So
good times.
Yeah,
should we do some shout outs?
Let's do some shout outs. I got one.
I'd like to give a shout out to Walgreens. Which
you almost just went singular. You're like, no, plural. Walgreens.
I'd like to give a shout out to Walgreens for somehow functioning as a business without any employees.
Really?
Every time I go in there,
I'm just like 2 people.
0 people. Like there's people in the pharmacy, but there's no one amongst the people.
Yeah. That's where they make all their money is pharmacy probably. Like
luckily in the last 6 to 12 months, I feel like Walgreens and CVS has started to have self-checkout. Mm-hmm. But if not, I mean, I don't think anyone works there.
They have self-checkout?
They've started to. They need it.
Yeah.
No one works there. So just shout out to them for just finding a way to just function. Like what if no one works here? People won't stay. People are generally good people.
Yeah, they'll wait.
We have those big electronic doors that don't do anything. So it makes people think we're monitoring.
Yeah.
No one's inside of a Walgreens.
Okay.
Shout out to them.
I'm sorry to hear that. I got a shout out. I was driving past a tanning place. I was driving past it, Jake. I wasn't in there, I promise.
Okay.
I was driving past a tanning place. Shout out to the guy that came out of the tanning place. He looked like a biker. Like he looked like the most rough and tumble guy I've ever seen.
Oh, like motorcycle biker.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, not a bicyclist, not a cyclist. He looked like a guy that just got done at Sturgis. Yeah. And apparently he's a tanning guy.
I guess, yeah, your face and your hands get kind of tan on the bike, but the rest of your body's covered up.
He's chapped. Yeah, he's got his chaps on. So I couldn't believe it. I was like out of all the people I would never expect to come out of a tanning salon, is that what they call it? Tanning place?
Tanning booth.
It was not him. Just unbelievable.
Shout out to that guy.
So shout out to you.
Yeah, that doesn't add up.
Yeah.
I'd like to give a shout out to Cool Blue Gatorade for just sticking with the recipe, sticking with the flavor that they've had since the beginning of time. It's so good.
Amen, brother.
I'm glad they never changed it. It's so good.
Okay.
It's just a nice Gatorade flavor. No adjustments, no and nothing's wrong with it. Don't fix it.
No spin, no fuss. Yeah, I like it. Have you ever, I'm sure you haven't, and I'm sure you won't, and I don't really expect you to, but people out there, tried the cucumber lime Gatorade sometime.
Oh yeah. No.
I'm a believer in it. It doesn't sound good because it's cucumber. But
Who are you talking to? We were with someone the other day. Like, oh, was that Trey? Probably. He was like, oh, I love the cucumber lime.
did he say that?
I think it was.
I try to tell a lot of people because it's like because no one's gonna try it without having a recommendation out there. But it's good. It's
Did
refreshing.
you try it just on your own? Or
I think somebody might have said something to me.
That's how it gets started.
It's trickled
That's
down.
how the Ghostrunners grows.
Ghostrunners.
I
got one. You just did one.
Oh, you're right.
Shout out cucumber lime, but shout out to Papa Murphy's for just being like,
yeah.
Talk about another business model that's just like stealing money. Like, hey, we're gonna make a pizza for you, and we're gonna charge you the same amount, maybe more than you can if you like buy the entire pizza ready, and you just have to pick it up and you just go home and make it yourself. That's ridiculous, and we do it like once a month.
Yeah, and it's like, but what's gonna get them is if we have a cool rhyme, take and bake.
There you go.
Now people will be excited. Take and bake.
Yeah.
We should take and bake a Papa Murphy's.
Like you can literally you can get a take and bake pizza at any grocery store.
Go to Walmart, get a Red Baron's. You'll be so satisfied with Red Baron's.
Sure.
Get 6 Red Baron's. Now you don't have to go to Walmart the next time you want a pizza.
Exactly. I mean, Papa Murphy's is great. It's tasty, but it's like this. I'm frustrated that this is so successful because it's like, gosh, you're taking away one piece of the process.
Yeah, that is true. There's a lot of businesses when they pop up, you're like, how did I not think of that? That's such a good idea.
Right. Papa Murphy's
but then it's like, how did anyone think
that's
of
not
this?
going to last?
How did anyone invest initially in Papa Murphy's? Pizza's been around since the beginning of time. Like, how do you even compete with other pizza companies being like, we're not going to cook it?
Let's deconstruct another business real quick. Like one step closer to,
NASCAR, but it's going the speed limit.
Right. NASCAR, but it's like the cars are all just not put together yet. It's kind of like IKEA, actually, if you think about it. Like IKEA kind of did that too, where it's like, you can buy the furniture, but you have to put it together yourself. You can buy the pizza, but you have to make it yourself.
Yeah.
You can let's do like a, I don't know, ice cream store, but it's not frozen yet. You have to go home and put it in the freezer.
It's Cold Stone, but you're on the other side of the aisle. You have to make it yourself. You have to make it there.
Yeah. And sing the songs.
If someone tips you, you do have to sing. Sorry, company policy.
Yeah, I just think it's ridiculous. Like,
oh, it is.
And you pay the same amount. That's the thing. Like, if it's like it's a great deal, it's $5.
Because that's IKEA's thing. Is like it could still look nice-ish, but it's pretty cheap.
Right.
Papa Murphy's is just as expensive.
Yeah. Anyway, shout out.
Anyway,
they figured it out, and it's going for them. So shout out capitalism / Papa Murphy's.
I like to give a shout out to girls on Instagram who think it's insane that a big dog would want to sit on their lap. I feel like I see that on Instagram all the time. Like, oh my gosh, all this room and he wants to sit here. This dog's crazy.
He still thinks he's a small dog.
He still thinks he's a lap dog.
Yeah.
This dog's insane. This dog's so crazy. Look at all this room on the couch. He's sitting on my legs, putting his head on my shoulder.
That is real. That is so true. I see that all the time. And every time, like, I don't think twice about it. But now that you said that, I'm like, it happens all the time.
Like that's what dogs do. You're a very affectionate, domesticated animal.
Right.
They want to be with you.
Doesn't care how big it is.
Yeah.
It's not like a dog's gonna be like, you know what? I've gained a few,
Scoot over.
Yeah. I'll just get on the floor. No problem. My bone's down here anyway.
Yeah. Big shout out to girls who are like, this is so crazy. I have to post this.
Go ahead and put this on your Instagram.
Dog on the ground. Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. Just a dog watching Turner and Hooch on the ground.
Side shout out to Aubrey Ragoon. Her story today, I just not thought of this. This is unrelated. She had a story today that her, which you've seen her stories, she got this cute little golden retriever puppy.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous every time.
Yeah.
But that dog was laying on top of her and she didn't post anything about this is so crazy that a puppy would want to be laying on me. It was just like this.
She's going to though eventually.
Now she has to.
She's got to get there. Yeah.
Once the dog grows up.
We're thinking about getting don't tell Hattie, but we're thinking about getting her a dog for Christmas. Hattie and Bo. It's going to be both of theirs.
I love that. You got to put it in a box with a bow on it. Let it jump out of the box.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Or maybe like my shop's heated. So maybe we keep it in the shop and we do a little scavenger hunt to take him to the shop.
Oh my goodness.
And then you open up the doors.
Dude, if there's snow on the ground, you got to walk through the snow to get to the puppy.
Yes. It's kind of like those Lexus commercials, but
yes, who actually does this? But you dudes does this.
And I'm going to be playing that music. Dun, 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 dun. And it's going to be great.
Not Trans-Siberian Orchestra?
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Any of them, really. I'll just play the hits.
What kind of breed?
I really like Goldens. Catherine really likes Labs. So we'll see.
We're going to go with Goldens.
I think so.
Catherine, come on. I think most of the time, anything gets brought up with you and Catherine, I'm like, oh, I totally see Catherine's side. Totally get it. Catherine, come on. Goldens are amazing.
She grew up, her favorite dog growing up was a black lab. And so that's what she loves. She likes that they don't shed as much. But I'm like, hey, it's a dog.
It's a dog.
Bo's going to be old enough, soon enough to vacuum. He'll be fine. So
we had a black lab and then he tried to play Frogger in traffic. So
he did play Frogger.
He actually did. He did. He just wasn't that great.
He just lost pretty quick. Too bad. Sorry. Okay. I have the shout out for the McLean's visitors, all the people that came.
Okay. Yeah. Rachel.
Shout out. What's the word? Preemptively / in the past about the people that came on Sunday, because I'm going to post on my Instagram.
Got it.
Shout out to those people as well.
Shout out those people. Who do you think is going to be there?
Cedric, probably.
Cedric.
Moses, and Abednego.
Shout out to you guys.
Shout out to the Fiery Furnace. So
preemptively.
And then I got a shout out for Parks and Rec, the TV show. And I mean, just the golf course I've been going to is Shawnee Parks and Rec. But shout out, I think Parks and Rec is like so close to being as good as The Office.
When I've watched it, I've enjoyed myself.
Like Catherine and I watched a lot of that when the kids were gone, and it is so like there's a string of like when Leslie goes and like runs for office, there's a string of episodes for like 15 episodes that are just like, this is amazing.
Really?
This is so funny. Yeah. And there's so many good characters and it's just so well written. So shout out to Parks and Rec for being 1A as far as my favorite shows / maybe one of the best shows ever.
Okay.
So
my last shout out is I'd like to give a shout out to guys who are now typically decently fit, but grew up chunky. Shout out to them, because it's almost like the classic joke. Like, how do you tell someone, how does the classic joke go?
You know that joke.
Okay, no, I got it. How do you know if someone does CrossFit? Don't worry, they'll tell you, or something like that. Like, every single person who grew up even just slightly overweight will find a way to weasel it into every conversation that they have with you.
And that's the thing. They were slightly overweight. Like, I've never seen somebody that's like, dude, whoa. That was you, except for Louis Lastic.
He deserves it.
Yes, the guy from Remember the Titans. Yeah, he's bulked up.
But most people, it's like, oh, yeah.
Oh, it's like you went through puberty. That's what happens. You're 14 and you're a little chunk. Like you had like 10 extra pounds on you. And now you're like, yeah, dude, I was a tubbo. It's no, you weren't.
Yeah.
No, you weren't. Like, you look at your genetics, you were not. Like,
look at your parents. You had nothing to be worried about.
Right.
So shout out to those guys. They can make 100%. It like a point to get into every conversation. They're just like, I used to eat that when I was younger.
And as a fellow big man that hasn't quite graduated to that next step.
I haven't got through puberty yet.
Yeah, pretty much. I still don't really shave ever. So, but I get frustrated because then I feel like they can make the jokes. Like they can
it's like, you don't get it.
It's like, no, dude, I'm a fellow. I used to be like you. I used to be a big guy. It's like, no, you didn't.
We don't make the same noises when we sit down.
Right.
We are not the same.
You don't struggle. Like, you don't think about like, do I really need to get up like to get that? like maybe I can reach out with my foot.
You don't like start swiveling your body to start getting the momentum to roll out of things.
Exactly.
You just stand up.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Like, yeah, you have to go to the bathroom. You don't think, maybe I don't want to get up from bed right now. Fine, I'll get up.
Maybe I can hold it for 9 hours.
Yeah. 100%. I'm just like, come on, dude. You don't understand the struggle. Just because you had a slightly overweight, like 14 to 15 when you were reading Shakespeare and Lord of the Flies and learning Algebra 2.
Yeah, you're calling it bullying. Like, yeah, I used to get bullied. No.
Like I was a little self-conscious in gym class. We all were, bro.
Yeah.
Every one of us. I don't care what you look like.
We had to get naked in 7th grade.
I don't care if you're Troy Bolton out there. Like, if it was swimming day in PE, you were shaking in your boots a little bit.
One of my favorite jokes that we've ever done on Jean Shorts is like the second one ever. It's like, Brad, you got like a farmer's tan. You've been golfing a lot? No, I've been swimming a lot. I've been to the pool a lot. Why
that was funny. I've never been that guy. I've never worn a t-shirt.
You're a confident boy.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I've been swimming a lot. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that was a great one. That was another funny thing was Rachel and Chad said that their favorite Jean Shorts episode or whatever video was the DIY one. And I'm like, that has like 15,000 views. All of the other ones have like almost eclipsed 100,000. That one's like pretty consistently the cellar dwellers. They're like, we love it. It's our favorite one. We show everybody.
It's like by far
no, you don't.
The least watched video.
Unless everybody to you is 5 people, then you're not showing everybody. Like I bet it's up to like 25,000 views now.
It's actually doing better than I remembered. That's 57,000 views.
Still
our lowest.
And that was a long time ago. Like
Yeah.
we put out with that coaches one like a couple of days ago. It's at 55,000 views.
Yeah, it's still by far lowest. I'm trying to think what's next up. Pickleball is at 56.
And that was like two weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it was just funny that
Shout out to them.
So
And shout out to us. When you say it out loud, it's like, that's kind of a lot of people watching these videos. Like we kind of just started this.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, only 57,000.
I know. It's so hard for me to know how to like gauge things because I always just compare myself to Trey. And like Trey gets 1 million views on stuff.
Yeah.
And so compared to that, it's like, yeah, you get 1%, but that's not the math, but I don't know.
You and Rachel, not a big fraction, people.
No, not really.
Okay, those are my shout outs. What should we do now?
Let's do some voice memos.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Brad and Jake. Decided to switch it up.
Nice.
This is Catherine from New Hampshire, currently living in Pittsburgh, where my fiance lives. 2 categories I'd like you to comment on. 1, I am a New England Patriots fan, and when I moved out of New England, it was the first time that I realized that not everyone loved the New England Patriots. I thought they were beloved by everyone. And 2, have you guys seen the movie Bridesmaids? Came out 10 years ago. I think it's one of the funniest movies, and I'd love to get your opinion.
Oh, okay.
Hope you guys are doing great. Thanks. Bye.
It came out 10 years ago.
Let's not even address the Patriots thing. Of course people don't like the Patriots.
Yeah, Belichick, Brady. They're
good. And so people don't like you if you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Second off, that was the funniest.
I have one opportunity.
What's her name?
Catherine.
Thanks for the voice memo. And I don't want to be rude to people that often, but that was just a funny question because you just chose, like, in my opinion, I don't know, let's call it a B, solid B movie, maybe a B minus. And like, have you ever seen it?
It's on par with the B movie, I would say, with Jerry Seinfeld.
Like I've seen it, but it's like, hey, have you ever seen Ocean's 13?
I gotta know.
Like, have you seen that one?
It's like 9 years old.
Hey, like, have you ever seen Sahara? That's gotta be Matthew McConaughey's best movie.
Hey, okay, so I wanted to call into this radio show. I know it's crazy that I'm even on the air right now. I have one opportunity to ask the host a question.
Right.
I gotta know, did you ever read Bridge to Terabithia? It was when I was in 9th grade. I loved it.
Yeah,
have you guys read that?
Yeah.
I gotta know.
Oh, you're a history war buff. Favorite movie, Sum of All Fears. Have you ever seen that one? Black Hawk Down? Like, it's like all these, like, yeah, those are good.
Yeah, they're
good.
I think I saw it once.
Sure. Like a very fine movie. Just, I don't know. Like,
oh, okay. I gotta know.
Like those are the movies that are in the $5 bin on Black Friday,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like all day. Like, hey, romantic fan, Tuck Everlasting. What do you think? It's like, yeah, sure.
Tuck Everlasting. That's funny. Ooh. I think we kind of grew up in the same way. I gotta know. You guys ever listen to Matt Carney? Did you?
I love Matt Carney.
You watch your mouth.
You ever listen to I don't know, somebody's just so just tepid. Shawn Mendes. That's not that great.
Jason Mraz.
Jason, yeah. I love Jason Mraz too, though.
Really? What's he up to?
I don't know.
Not much.
Mr. A to Z was my favorite album of his. From then, I don't know if he's done anything.
I feel like he had like 3 hits and then he bounced.
Yeah, he did well though.
Yeah.
And then I'm Yours was like too boring and dumb, and
you didn't like it.
No, you did.
Yeah.
No, that's like it. That
was like everybody's introduction to Jason Mraz.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It was everybody's introduction.
Don't say that.
You're a music guy.
Okay.
You knew Mraz before anyone else did.
I don't know, guys. Tell me if you listen to Mr. A to Z.
I have no idea what that is.
You should listen to it. Is
that creative. A song or an album?
Mr. A to Z is the album because it's MRAZ, right? Mraz.
Oh, Mr. A to Z.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's good, dude.
Clever.
It's like it's like kind of rappy, hip hoppy.
Oh, let us
creative.
Rap.
Let us rap.
Let us rap. Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, Catherine, for the great voice memo.
Thank you,
go
Catherine.
Chiefs.
Also, I have not seen Bridesmaids.
No.
Maybe someday.
Hi, Jake and Brad. My name is Kaylin. For your reference, I left a voice memo with my brother speaking in tandem, asking about what books of the Bible could be used as curse words about a year and a half ago. Anyway, I'm from Philly, born and raised, and Brad, I always forget that water ice isn't a universal thing, and your reaction to it was actually the exact same as my boyfriend's
So
the
good.
first time he ever visited me in Philly, before he married me and moved me to Arizona 1 year ago today. Happy anniversary to us. Thank you. There is more than enough good pizza in Philly
you.
at this point, but Jake, if you must get your pizza from a gas station, I'm pleased to inform you that as of September 24th, 2014, Wawa does indeed have pizza. My question for you, as someone who has now lived on both sides of the US, is what are some misconceptions you think you have about people in the Northeast? Maybe I'll leave a voice memo in another year and a half to let you know if you're right or wrong. Thanks, guys. Love the pod.
Dude,
Oh my gosh.
that was like
There's so much information there.
let's say you are going downtown to a Chipotle and you get off the highway and then the Google Maps is like giving you directions every 5 seconds. That's what it felt like that voicemail was. It was like, so I have one thing and then
Veer
I'm going over
left,
here.
take a right,
Yeah.
U-turn,
Yeah.
backwards,
Yeah.
go up, take a right.
Take a left and then take your first right. And then it was like so much information so quickly.
That was like, like when you hear the phrase drinking out of a fire hose, that's what it felt like intellectually there. It was
Sure.
just like, I'm taking in I don't even have time to process everything she's saying.
Yeah. Wawa 2014 pizza, but there's lots of other
Year and a
pizza
half, September 24th.
Yeah, happy anniversary to me. Thank you. I love how she goes, thank you. That was fun. I like that.
That was jam-packed.
Yeah.
Kaylin.
I mean, we took 4 or 5 turns in that. Yeah, 55 seconds right there.
Lot
I
of
guarantee you.
What was the prompt? What are we supposed to say?
Northeastern stereotypes.
Stereotypes?
I think just like stereotypes.
I'm walking here.
Yeah. Like just kind of blunt about it, you know? and just like a blue collar guy just going out in the construction site.
Yeah.
With my lunch pail and my hot hat, just going out getting the job done. Because Joe Schmo down the street won't do it, so I gotta do it for him. You know?
Yeah.
Don't get paid as much though. The union's nice.
Up in his ivory tower.
This ebony tower.
Yeah.
It's cold all the time up here, so I'm a little bit more grumpy.
I'll tell you who's not cold. Matt Damon. That man is hot.
Matt Damon was good. Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting.
I tell you.
Anything that what's his name? He's with J-Lo now again. What's his name?
Affleck.
Anything Affleck does.
Yeah.
Don't tell my mother I forgot Affleck's name.
Pearl Harbor.
You
You ever seen that? I know you're a big history buff.
Josh Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett, hot dog.
Hot dog.
I mean, the gin and tonics up there, are just hot dog. And I mean, any kind of, I have my favorite deli that I go to. It's got salamis, it's got pastramis, and it's got hot dogs. And we call them hoagies up there.
Hoagie. Before that, though, I start my day with Dunkin'
Donuts. Get that Starbucks liberal crap out of here. I want Dunkin' and I want it now. Okay? Don't give me any cream. Don't give me any sugar. I want it black.
I get sugar from my wife, okay?
From my wife.
Not my first one anymore. I get it from my second wife.
What's your wife's name?
Barbara.
We call her Babs. Hey, Babs, get over here and give me some sugar. In my tiny house that's right next to another tiny house.
Yeah, go Patriots.
But go Pats. This is our year. I think Mac Jones is gonna do it.
Go Pats, go Bruins, go Celtics.
That's right. The triad. Red Auerbach for life.
Go Sox, huh?
That's what I say.
Oh, Carl Yastrzemski. A heck of a catcher.
Love me some Yastrzemski.
So those are some things that I think.
I'm Catholic. I don't know. What other stereotypes are there up there?
I'm Kev.
I get angry even though I don't need to.
I probably use my horn a lot.
Yeah, I honk, but it's just a communication kind of thing.
It's like how monkeys honk, like howl at each other.
Yeah, I got one of those vests that goes over my working shirt, and I have a hard hat, and I go to work. You know. That's it.
In my house, we have that famous picture in a frame of those workers setting up New York City where they're sitting on the rebar.
Where they're eating their lunch.
Eating the
right there.
Sack lunches over the city.
The Industrial Revolution.
Normally, I wouldn't support New York because I'm Boston born and bred, but I love that picture.
I tell you what.
Reminds me of the boys.
The boys. I have friends. Their names are Vinny, Tommy,
And Skinny Tom.
and Skinny Pete, and Thrifty Pete.
50 feet.
That's my stereotypes.
I hate soccer.
And soccer.
I hate soccer.
Why are we even kicking the ball? The only guy who should be kicking the ball, Adam Vinatieri. You hear me? My
In the snow.
My pops and I watched that game together
AFC Championship.
on our 13-inch TV.
Suck it, Van der Jack.
Vanderjack. Suck it, Janikowski.
Just having a kicker beef.
I forgot about Vanderjet, dude. Oh man, we watched that. Babs was crying. She thought it was over.
I said, babe, this is Vinatieri we're talking about. You make him extra Italian because you're Boston. This is Vinatieri we're talking about.
Babe, I have a little bit of faith in the Vinatieri.
So I do what I always do. I put my hand down my pants and left hand on the matzo sticks.
And then I said 3 Hail Marys.
3 quick Hail Marys. For
For
the Celtics, come on. Little Irish in there. I love St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patty's Day is the best day of the year. We go down the parade. Me and Tommy Jr.
Yeah, named him after Brady. Didn't know he was going to ditch us.
Thought about naming him Mac, but that's a dumb name.
Best day of the year, St. Patrick's. Worst day of the year, the day Tom Brady left us.
Every year, the anniversary of that day.
Flag should be at half-mast on
I
that
tell you
day.
what,
I'm
Tommy-
never going to Tampa again. I got a timeshare down there, and I got to sell it.
I don't know. Yeah.
I do love Tampa, though.
Tampa's
I feel like
nice.
That would be a place a guy from Boston thinks is really nice.
Yeah. Oh, I'll go to Tampa all the time.
It's too bad Tom's down there.
We have a nice timeshare at the Econo Lodge down there. Love it.
I love soup. I love the Jerome
There's
Bettis
nothing
commercial.
like a nice chowder in November.
Chowder, that's good.
We don't stop just because it snows. We fill up our thermoses and go to work with our chowder, with creamy tomato.
Anything Jerome Bettis was selling those commercials 50 with McNabb.
Yeah.
He's a Northeast guy.
He loves it. Oh, man. Go down to the docks,
Yeah.
get some lobster.
Go to what is the name of that place? The Bago,
The place,
what do they call those in New York City?
the market.
I want to keep saying Winnebago, but that's not the word. Bodega.
The
That's
bodegas.
it. Not the Winnebago.
You know the best bodegas down with Lenny.
Bodegas.
Down with Lenny down there with the hot dogs. He gets nice. He makes his own relish every morning. Lenny and his wife, Therese.
Yeah, Lenny. He used to be a cop. His father was a cop. His father was a cop.
Uh-huh.
Good family.
Good family.
Good chowder.
How's your mom?
How's your mom?
I think that's good. Is that good?
I feel like I wouldn't like silicone wedding rings. Feels like something that I'd get upset about.
Get that Quelo off my finger.
I won metal.
I either go 24 karat gold or I lose my finger for Babs. That's what I always say.
I put silicone around these sausages.
No way. No way.
That's it. That's all my Northeastern.
Did we
thoughts.
get it right? Was that Northeastern?
Yes or no? You lived on both sides.
Oh,
Next
man.
week we'll do Phoenix stereotypes. Might be a little shorter. Not as fun.
They like golf.
Yeah, they have shorts on.
Mm-hmm.
All
I
right.
think it'd be kind of fun to be from a place that has so many stereotypes.
Yeah, you can break some, or you totally live up to some.
Right. Like
There's at least
the
3 of those that what's her name? Kaylin lives up to.
Yeah, probably.
Fried chowder.
Chowder. She likes chowder. Who doesn't like chowder?
Come on, it's chowder.
I mean, if you don't like chowder, it's because you haven't had a good one.
You haven't had a go. You got
That's
to
what I always say. Come to Teresa's,
Yeah, I had a good one.
St. Teresa's. Christmas morning.
Yeah, God bless.
God bless.
God
We
bless.
volunteer there.
Get your chowder, get your Eucharist, and get on out of here. Get back to your family.
your Eucharist. Oh man, that I like that. We could do that way longer than people want to listen to it. I guarantee you.
Do
That
a
is too fun.
podcast episode about just dumb stereotypes.
What was your name there? We'll come back to that sometime.
We should have names that rhyme. Chettie and Eddy.
You Chetty or you Eddie?
I'll be Chettie.
Okay.
Chettie and Eddy.
Chetty and Eddie.
Yeah.
Real name's Chedward,
Chetwood, but it doesn't ring up.
but my real name's Eddie.
It's not Edward.
No.
Oh,
Eddie.
yeah, that's good.
That's fun.
All right, let's do one last voice memo.
Hey, Brian and Jake. This is Jasmine from Baltimore, Maryland. I'm so glad to be invited on the show today. In elementary school, I invited myself to a classmate's birthday party and sleepover by calling the night of and asking her mom. So,
Oh,
Jake,
that's bold.
I'm taking this moment to shoot my shot. Can I come to your wedding? Or do I have to contact your mom and ask her? Anywho, how often do you both invite yourself to things that no one asked you to? Okay, I gotta go.
That was nice. That was short and sweet. Also, a little misdirection there. I'm going to shoot my shot. And then
Like,
it wasn't.
here we go again.
It wasn't the. And her name was Jasmine. So at first I was like, oh, she's just like pretending to be a Jasmine. I think her name is just Jasmine.
Yeah, I didn't recognize that.
I also think it's a northeastern thing to say like I know like a podcast I listen to where they're from New York and he says like ax, like I got something to ask you.
Oh, really?
Or whatever. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
It like gives a little twang.
X.
Yeah. So like, does
Ask
anyone
about me.
Yeah, I got a question to ask you. Ask you. Whatever.
Yeah, you can't even do it.
It's hard to do.
You're not from there.
You got to be more of it.
What about I think it's Pittsburgh. They say yins instead of like you guys or y'all. They
Or
say yins.
Yin's coming.
I can't get behind that.
That sounds more southern. I'm surprised that's Pittsburgh.
It doesn't roll off the tongue. Y'all just rolls off the tongue.
Y'all's nice.
Y'all coming? Yins coming?
Yin's coming. It's hard to say the next word.
Is that
after
one of your? Is that one of Yins's?
Yin's?
That's not. No one says it.
It sounds like someone who's like that's how they identify. They're non-binary, so it's like it's not he or she. It's Yin's
right,
now.
right.
It's Yin or Yens if it's plural.
Or Yangs,
Yeah, yeah. If it's like kind of
Asian person.
Okay. What have we invited ourselves to? I invited myself to work with Trey, I guess, in a way. That was shooting my shot in a
I
different way.
kind of did too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't invite myself. I'm pretty self-conscious with that kind of stuff. Like I want to make sure they really want me there.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever impose on people because I like being by myself just fine. So I'm like, I don't have to come. I'm content here.
Yeah. I'm big on like, if I'm aware that like, all right, it's probably time for me to go, for me to leave a situation.
Mm-hmm.
I start to like grab my things even before I'm like, it's probably not even time to leave, but I'm going to grab my things to try and get a gauge, like a vibe of the room. If people are like, yeah, we should probably head out. Then it's like, all right, I timed it perfect then.
There you go.
Or if people are like, what are you leaving for? Then it's like, okay, all right, I got 30 more minutes then.
Okay. As the host, do you like hearing what are you leaving for?
As the host?
Like, as if I'm in my position and you're the one that's about to leave because you think you're being polite or whatever, like I then don't want to like make you feel like you have to stay.
That's true too.
But
Like, why are you leaving?
But I love people. Like I want them to stay as long as and as late as they want. But I also don't want to be like if you're trying to be like, I'm trying to be disciplined. I got work to do. I gotta go. Like,
you're like, oh, okay, that's a good reason.
But I don't want them to make me tell them that.
I think if it's a good friend, I let them go. I trust them. They didn't want to be here anymore. They got something to do. But if it's like kind of a fringe friend, it's like they're trying to be polite. Like, dude, you should like stay. If you don't have anything going on, like, you should definitely hang out more.
Yeah. Are you sure? Like,
totally.
Yeah.
No, totally, dude.
Yeah.
Whipping up a chowder soon, dude.
There's fat chowder over here, dude. Okay.
We didn't really answer a question.
I don't know if I've done that very often. I'm sure I have, but not very many times. I feel like back in the day, did you ever do that? Like if your friend's house was cooler than yours, or like they had like the new video game or something. Like,
yeah, it's like we should go over to your house.
Hey Sam, are you busy? Like, can I come over?
Do you think
I definitely did it back in the day?
Is anyone using your trampoline today?
Yeah.
Oh, so we could use it?
Like Sam Dwyer had high-speed internet before we did.
DSL.
He had a PS2 that had Guitar Hero.
Okay.
He had a big old basement that was nice and
he knew how to wield it.
Yeah, and then he had 3 backyards in a row that didn't have fences, and so we could have a long baseball game there. Whew. So we used a tennis ball instead of wiffle ball.
Ebbets Field.
Yeah, it was
style.
great. It was great. So
that's fun.
Shout out Sam Dwyer.
Okay. Thanks, Jasmine.
Yep, that's it.
And yes, you can come to my wedding.
Okay.
In the audience.
That's all it takes, guys. So just keep sending voice memos to ask Jay.
That's great.
Make a list.
Okay. Brad, would you like to end this episode with a jingle? Actually, let's do reviews first. How do I not have this down?
That's okay. I'm going to do this one from, what's her name? Diane-8.
Love it.
Just discovered, best podcast out there. A is the title with the Canadian flag. 5 stars, by the way. Just discovered your podcast from my cousin, Julie_K10. You remember her.
Julie K.
I was actually thoroughly upset she didn't tell me about it sooner. I had 0 hesitations once recommended because Jake is easily the best thing to happen to Trey. And then Brad entered the scene. Fire emoji. This podcast is the best of both worlds. It's been a week and I am 30 episodes in. Wow. That's crazy. I have that excited feeling of discovering a new show with multiple seasons. Pure bliss. Favorites of the pod include Poultry of the Week, Brad's Spanish, Babe of the Week, Jake's pickup lines that fall flat, impressive Shrek cold open, and the list goes on.
Forgot one time we did that.
Oh, that's right.
I tried to I think I was Eddie Murphy.
I'm making waffles.
Yeah, I don't think I did a good job.
Donkey.
That's great, Diane. Thank you.
Thanks, Diane.
30 episodes, 1 week.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Thank you.
This review, the title of it says, I sneezed when Jake sneezed, which that seems pretty cool. And then the review doesn't talk about that at all, but I would like to know more about our synchronized sneeze that we had. Says, this podcast is freaking rad. Monday morning is started with Jake and Brad. It is true that there's not a lot of grammar. Hold on. How does this sentence go? I can't tell.
Whoa.
You know what? I'm just going to, this podcast is freaking rad. Monday morning is started with Jake and Brad. It is true that it's not bad. Oh, is it trying to rhyme?
Yeah.
Inside jokes.
It's a rap. You want me to beatbox for you?
Yep. Hey, I sneeze, you sneeze. Together, we all sneeze. Achoo! This podcast is freaking rad. Monday morning started with Jake and Brad. It's true that it's not bad. Inside jokes, games, and puns make this podcast worth the crumbs. This inning is the best with some drums. Vegetable ball and pickup limes makes these guys have really fun times. All complete with cool merch designs. Good job, poopsies. 1% of my fam started listening. Then 2, then we went to Florida. Now it's 4. I don't think it stopped rhyming. P.S. You should really go Catholic.
It was great that they did him in lines of 3 because that's how music always goes.
It's always 3-3. 3-3 measure.
Yep.
And just overall, the amount of grammar helped big time. I somehow reading that review the first time, I didn't catch that things rhymed. But
that's funny.
I had no
idea. I absolutely
idea.
did.
Really, I didn't catch that.
It's pretty easy to figure that out.
Fun review. Good beatboxing too.
Thank you.
That was I mean this in a compliment. It was wet.
Oh yeah. Well, that's not true at all. My mouth is very dry. Like I could have done so much better,
Let
bro.
me feel. like you know what I'm saying? Like there's dry beatbox. It's like
yeah.
That's so dry.
Yeah.
You gotta. That's wet.
Yeah, now we're talking.
That is check my pants. Oh my gosh.
That's what I imagine, like you pulling up in the hood, like it's like sweet sound system, bro. We're listening to Disney Storyteller of Beauty and the Beast in my minivan.
Keep it Kansas City cool.
That's right. All right.
Now it's time, Brad. Would you like, alongside me, to end this episode with a jingle?
Let's do it. Emily Schmidt, shout out. Come on.
Emily Schmidt. I'm not feeling super confident about my part, but let's have some fun. Here we go.
All right.
This is a jingle.
Wait. I think I need to count you in. I think it starts right at the beginning.
Oh, you need to start singing.
I think so. At least according to the audio version.
Let's try it.
Okay. 1, 2. I'm at a drive-through.
Brad, you did great.
I
don't know if that was an adequate representation of my talent there. I had some struggles finding the.
That was hard.
It seemed like there were way too many syllables for me to fit that in there.
And to be fair, I usually forget about the jingle until 30 minutes before I was supposed to come over here. And so I texted Jake, as I was driving over here, do you know the rap to this song? And you're like, I think I could make it work.
I know the song.
Yeah. So good job, man.
I'm more of a magician anyway, not a musician.
I'm very curious about that thing.
Do you know the name Rick Smith Jr.? He's the guy, he's kind of a YouTuber.
Rick Smiths.
Yeah, the 7-footer for the Pacers.
Yeah.
Rick Smith Jr. is like a magician, but he's kind of gotten more famous because he's like the card thrower. He has the world record for how fast he could throw. He used to be a college baseball pitcher. He could throw a playing card 98 miles an hour or something. Anyway, he taught me this trick. So it's like the real deal.
Oh, wow.
It's like a real magic trick.
Yeah, I'm very curious how it works.
It's awesome.
Because I gotta know.
Gotta know.
Okay.
Any final thoughts? Thanks to everyone who came and saw Brad yesterday. And thanks to everyone who saw me tonight, the past few days. It's just fun. Anytime you get to meet somebody and they say nice things about you, because I have the same nice things to say about our fans. It's just so fun to have a community that loves each other and supports each other. And one of the most recent, did you see one of the more recent YouTube comments we got actually on Ghostrunners? Let me try to find it real quick. Sorry, I shouldn't have interrupted you if I didn't have the comment pulled up, but I can go fast. We got good Wi-Fi here. It said, this is from Chris Loos, Loos.
Oh, yeah.
Loos.
Mm-hmm.
The podcast episodes on YouTube always have the most insane view to comment ratios. Best community in the game. Fire emoji. It's cool, like he even noticed it. Like, oh, wow. There's like not that many views, but there's so many comments.
Yeah, it is cool.
Like it just, every week.
Yeah.
And
And we don't take it for granted. I hope you always feel loved. And we try to respond to most messages and things. So just know that we really appreciate you guys, and it's not nearly as fun without you. So
yeah,
keep engaging with us and having fun. And
we really appreciate it.
Oh, shout out Michaela Weehey. Your order just shipped from Ghostrunners.life.
You just got a notification?
Just got an email about it.
Okay, McKay.
So you did it.
You did it.
It'll be to you soon. Your Amish Jams long sleeve tee.
Good choice, McKay.
So anybody can get it at Ghostrunners.life if you want to.
It's a URL that anyone can visit.
Mm-hmm.
Open to the public. All right. See you guys on Patreon. See you guys on our merchandise website.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Ghostrunners Podcast. Every